All right. When last we left off, the group of adventurers found passage on the Tide's Rest and sailed to Vudar, where they had a week-long journey. Misfortune found them again, and they were attacked by mysterious creatures called Zion. Humans previously that are transformed by a powerful entity to act as thralls. But the Tide's Break did take a ship down and took their goods, which consisted of brewing ingredients and a flying carpet, which the group bought from the pirate crew. The rest of the journey was uneventful, where the ship finally pulled into the port of Kabas, Vudar, and that's where we'll pick up. So, you find yourselves on the docks of Kabas, near the market square. Looking around, you see many people hustling and bustling around. You see commoners perusing the vendors' wares, guards on patrol, sailors on resupply runs for ships, vendors, jugglers, and flame eaters in stalls of their own, performing for newcomers and tourists. Looking around at the architecture, you see tan sandstone-colored buildings with smooth edges and corners, covered with red, half-circular shingle. Palm trees scatter the town inside the small, lush, green, grassy squares. You hear different musicians playing their music. All the different tunes culminate into a constant buzzing, white noise in the air, with certain notes and voices being emphasized randomly. You see tall towers and multi-storied buildings in the distance and further parts of the city, and the governor's palace even further to the south of the city. You hear a town crier walking by shouting, "News from Ethavon! The Empire welcomes 3 new baby dragons to the world. Hopes to turn the tide of war." And then, as he walks by, he says, "Thessalos, near Pleixula, suffers another attack. The Sultan still does nothing to help." And then you see him walk on to a different part of the city. And the town is yours.
Nice. Try to vaguely write this down.
Shit, one moment.
We're near the coast, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right on it.
I'd like to go find some of those black pearls for.
I almost forgot Talia has a diary. I'm such a dumbass.
I'm gonna help find these black pearls because we all agreed we would help.
For Tony's boyfriend.
Yes.
It's not a boyfriend.
He is your boyfriend.
Black pearls for Tony's boyfriend, yeah?
He's a very close acquaintance of mine.
So your boyfriend.
Let's go find the black pearls.
Okay.
On the shelf.
Okay, so you're gonna look for the black pearls then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So, from what you remember, Uramir said that you'll find them on the coast around Kabas. So you can either go to the west or to the eastern.
Jesus Christ, why is my pen not writing?
I suppose it doesn't matter. We'll go west, why not?
Yeah, west.
Let's just do it.
I know the directions of the skies. Shut up.
Okay, so west?
Yes.
Okay.
These
So-
are clapping now. Sorry, For context, there are people outside celebrating whatever the fuck, or maybe just party or whatever, and they make noises, and I don't like that.
Oh. Okay, so you start going west. You pass through town and you get to the western gate, where the guards are standing and waiting to open it for you as you approach. And as you get closer, the gates slowly go open, and you find yourself on a dry, sandy coastline.
Nice.
Let's go, I guess.
Looking
They
for
can't be
these
that.
pearls.
They're pitch black, apparently. They can't be that difficult to
Yeah.
find.
On a
Okay.
beach as well.
Yes.
Okay, so you walk down to the beach and start looking around. Somebody roll a investigation check.
Oh,
Let
you
me
know
do
I'm
it.
gonna-
Let me
okay.
do it.
Talia,
I'm
do it.
16.
16?
I'll
I mean,
do
I
it.
got 16. Talia might roll something else.
16?
Oh,
No,
oh.
what the same thing.
16 as well. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I'll see if I also. No, I got 4. I'll
Okay.
take the 16, thanks. Tony's blind.
See what I get. Investigation.
Yeah.
I got an 11, so I was close to 16.
Closer than Tony, at least.
Yeah.
So he's just like admiring the beach as he's like, oh,
wow, so pretty. The others are like looking for the pearls and just like, wow, pretty.
It was like, oh my god, the view, and we're like, what the fuck, where are the pearls?
breathing in the dry as hell air.
So looking around, where you are, you see that you're on tan sand, very fluffy sand, like sand. But getting closer to the water, you see that where they meet, it goes from tan to just jet black sand, like going off into the water. You see different shells that have been popped open that came up on high tide and were left behind, popped open and cracked open by seabird. But you don't see any of the black pearls that you've been about so far.
Do we see
Never
any
mind,
like...
these are actually pretty
clams?
difficult to find because the sand is literally jet black. I thought it was like... what is this bullshit?
Fuck.
Do we find any like shellfish that may contain such?
Yeah, so looking around, you do see a number of like clam-looking shellfish or oysters or mussels, things of that nature. But they've all been popped open by seabirds and the insides.
Consumed.
So it's just empty shells that are on the point.
That is a shame.
Well, we could try to get deeper into the ocean, like look inside the water.
Yeah, I'll wade in the ocean a bit. Why not?
Well, you can breathe underwater, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
I'll
you
go
wade
diving.
out, just full on diving, like 10 feet of water or more, kind of.
No, yeah, just walking along like the ocean floor, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you dive down. Roll another investigation check.
Oh no.
Can we give him advantage somehow?
Can we give it? Yeah.
I would
Just
say
what
it's,
if he wants to come in?
I would say it's too late. You would have had to assist him before the roll was made.
Can I also go into the water and try to make some investigation?
Me too. I'll help Talia.
So
Okay.
just looking at fish like, whoa.
11.
I will begin to swim out to
We're swimming too.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm going to swim out to the edge of the precipice where ocean meets shore and investigate over there. So, like,
Okay,
this is
so-
deep water.
So like out deeper.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. First roll a dexterity check.
Okay, one
You
second.
can- You can keep that 19 for investigation.
If you're like going out deeper,
13.
can I like be there to help you not drown in the case you try and drown? Well, not try and drown, but
Accidentally drown.
yeah.
I got 13.
Okay, so 13. You swim fairly far out from shore, and looking down beneath the water, you do see that it goes from the black sandy coastline that goes all the way back up to land and just drops into a black abyss.
Dear God.
That's terrifying.
Do I see any, shells, on the precipice? Or clams or mussels?
Looking around, you see very, very thick coral reef on the bottom of the ocean. And from what it looks to be intertangled within the coral reef, you do see what looks to be mussels and clams and different shells.
I motion Tony over here and show him.
Unopened, by the way.
Nice.
I'll wade on over.
I'm just standing like knee deep in water. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I'm not swimming over there.
So
Me too, but
Okay.
the fuck?
there's effectively like an underwater cliff in front of you, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
It goes down just so deep that you can't even see the bottom. It just
Right.
goes and it's black.
But are they potentially unopened shells on the top of the cliff?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
where
that's
the
fine.
that's where the coral reef is.
Nice. I'll
Is
wait
on the
over
more
there
shallow
and
part.
try and crack some clams. See if I can catch any of these shellfish.
Okay, are you just gonna go down and open them one by one?
Yeah, I wanna like make sure they're like the clams first. I don't wanna be like
A
opening
big
random
black
fish.
clam appears. Roll for initiative.
Oh god.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and first roll an investigation to look around and find clams.
Oh, the first
Oh, that is the best
18.
investigation you've ever gotten.
It's an 18.
That's pretty good. Okay. So looking down, you do see what looks to be fairly good-sized clamshells, the bottom intermingled in the coral reef, and you swim down towards them. Picking them up, you get roughly 4 to 5,
Nice.
or there's 4 to 5 in the area that
Yeah,
you
I'll
can go through.
collect all of them then.
Okay, so you collect them. Are you going to open them on shore or open?
I'd say open
Probably
them
on
on
shore.
shore.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm going to follow him back because I don't want to stay
Are
out
these
there
like
for
the
too
same
long.
type of clams that are like open on the show?
What's that?
Are these like the same type of clams that were open on the show?
They look similar, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The ones on the shore look maybe lighter in color, but it could also be because they've been dried out by the sun.
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't endangering wildlife.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll get out of the ocean then.
okay, so then you guys swim back to shore.
Cool. I valiantly come out of shore, my hands full with like 4 or however many like shellfish, like hey, and I like look at everyone like, you know what this means.
Are these allowed? Just asking.
Hmm?
I mean, he didn't. Ymir never said how many we should bring, just as many as possible. But like, I don't know if 4 is a lot.
I mean, there was only 4 there, so
Okay.
even if 4 is not very many, we can't get more.
I mean,
we
we
could
could
go to
always
the
go
east
into
shore.
yeah, east.
Yeah, that's a good point. But we should probably check these are the right
Yeah, probably.
shellfish first. I'll crack open a shellfish with like the edge of my blade.
Okay, go ahead.
What do I do for that? Do you want to roll an attack against the shellfish?
No, we'll say that you can easily pop open clamshell. Inside, you don't find a black pearl, but you see a clump of sand pushed underneath, like the muscly tongue part. And from what you know, roll a history check, actually.
14. We've gotten
Okay.
reasonably okay intelligence checks today.
So from what you know that the way clams create pearls is they have sand and different minerals underneath their tongue, and it slowly builds up over time. So this looks like potentially, if it had been left in longer, it would have a pearl in it, but it's still working on it. It's still...
Would it have to have been left in for like a long time longer?
I would say at least a week or two.
Ah.
Well,
I
the
got
other
an
ones
idea.
might be old enough.
No,
I was gonna say, is there any chance we could like carry around pet clams to clam
I mean,
farm?
we could.
don't know.
Remember what you did with Sam, like filling your glove with water and then
Yeah.
putting them in.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that if you could somehow get a watertight container to put water in, and some
Nice.
kind of viable food source for the clams, that you can definitely keep like a good handful and like kind of farm them.
We could.
For
And we could
now.
also ask for like for a bowl or whatever at the market. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's some.
For now, can I use my helmet?
Sure.
He's actually taking off
Tony
his
has
helmet.
a face.
You
Wow,
haven't seen Tony's face
my
before.
beautiful glowing
Oh,
face.
yeah.
He has
It's
like
complete-
long golden locks of hair.
Wow.
His whole face is like completely pale white, except for where the square hole is for his eyes.
My eyes.
There's like a tan square across his eyes, but the rest of them is just completely pale white.
By the
Hi,
time we
just,
leave,
like,
they'll be the
nod.
same color.
Probably just like nods and is like, ah yes, I see why you wear the helmet.
Wow. Thanks.
Not because you're ugly, but like because you only have that just tan thing on your eyes now, and I am I feel that's a bit
I am
awkward.
You
pretty
know
sure
this
I'm-
line is because of the helmet, right? This isn't here permanently.
I
Yeah,
say
but-
to.
I'm pretty sure he's wearing a helmet because it protects his head during battle, not because he has a weird
Thank
line
you.
on his face.
One
Not
thing.
because I have a weird line across my face.
One thing I do is I'm all like, hey guys, watch this, and I use burning hands on all of them.
Oh no.
However,
Off.
I use sculpt spells so that it doesn't hit any of them.
It's vaguely rude.
I just yeet and jump back like, what the fuck, bitch?
I also need that.
I stand there staring at you like, what?
I have like my rapier pulled out like out reflex like I will fucking stab you if you do
At
this again.
first, when
Don't
you
worry
launched to
about
spell
it.
at me, I was like, you're not gonna hit me with it. And then it like got closer, I was like, are you gonna hit me with this?
And then it just
You
like
like try to scan the
splits,
rest of my face.
and then it just like splits around him and goes past him.
Oh.
It's
What the
just-
fuck?
If you do this again, I will kill you. Don't worry about it. I will stab your head.
It was just something cool I wanted to show you.
I
was
I
fucking
lean into her
scary.
Dorado real close and whisper in his ear, I will pick you up, and I will walk so far out into that ocean, right? Holding your ankles, watching you squirm and drown. If you try this shit one more time, okay? Is that clear? Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I go back to filling my helmet with salt water from the ocean.
What do clams eat?
I don't know.
I think like
But they need black sand, right, to make
Yeah.
pearls. I'll scoop a bit of that in there.
I mean, what are underwater plants in English?
Underwater plants.
Sea plants,
Seaweed.
seaweed.
Seaweed, that's the bitch. Do they eat
Yeah.
seaweed? What do they eat?
I don't know. Minerals? Does my history check cover what clams eat?
Plankton?
Where do we
Oh.
find plankton?
Isn't it in the water naturally or something? I don't fucking know.
I'll just scoop up like a load of wet sand and water.
They eat
from the
small
ocean.
organisms like algae.
Okay, so we have to get seaweed.
Sure,
But do our
I'll-
characters know that? Do we have to roll anything to know that clams eat seaweed?
I got
I'll
a passing check on do clams bake pearls with sand, so I hope I...
Yeah, but that's not what but do clams eat?
Like, I'm just walk out of the water and like scoop up as much of whatever is on in the water as possible.
I
Like
mean,
if they're-
our DM isn't answering because he's muted.
Um, Yeah, sorry. I was saying if somebody wants to make a nature check,
Well,
I didn't
I'll
realize-
make a nature check.
I want to.
I didn't realize
Okay.
that I was
I
muted,
really
sorry.
don't want to.
How do you not realize? Okay.
It's a 10.
Oh, that.
That's a
Uh-huh.
5. Okay, maybe I do want to.
10
I
and
mean-
a 5. Okay.
Tony, try your luck.
Oh, I am. It's,
I mean, can
it's
Tony
doing
get
it.
advantage because he is literally from Budar? Okay, that advantage doesn't do much.
I got a 15.
15,
anyway,
okay.
with all of them.
So yeah, your character would know that algae and like pieces of kelp and different like
Nice.
seaweed is what they would thrive on.
I'll walk out into the water and try and collect some of them as I scoop my helmet with some water.
Okay. You would also have to make sure that you have males and females. Otherwise,
Okay.
if it's all one gender, they won't have any offspring. And
Well, considering these were the only clams there, I guess I'll just have to hope.
Okay.
How can you
Just
tell
hope
if
you're
they're males
male.
or females?
Ask.
Ask politely.
You would have to roll a nature check.
I guess I'll do that. 20. And
Okay,
24.
cool.
That's a nat 20.
Damn. You know a lot about clams.
You would know by slowly opening the clamshell, not in a way to kill it or force it open, but just to like be able to see inside slightly. And the females are distinguished by 2 red stripes on the inside muscle.
Nice. Okay, so I do that with all the clans.
Shouldn't you let me do that because I'm a bit better at handy stuff?
Do I have to make a check
Scorching
to...
raying the hand?
Do I have
the
to check...
clams?
Do I have to make a roll to do that?
No, I would say that you can, you know, like easily kind of open the clamshells a little bit.
Okay, well, I do that, and...
So out of the 5 you have, 3 are males and 2 are female.
Okay, well, we got a good genetic diversity.
Put those in the helmet. Sam looks a little bit jealous. Because he's like spending time in the helmet bucket.
What is Sam right now?
What?
Is
I
Sam a
think he's a
hawk?
weasel
Okay,
right now, if our memory serves me correctly.
gotcha.
So I got the
Uh,
clams in the bucket, some sand, and some nutrient stuff.
Where's Death Eater the third? The Deathbringer the third, not Death Eater.
Death Eater would also be such a great name.
But it's a horse.
Yeah, but so we left it
grass.
like. Yeah, but like.
Death to grass. Like what?
It's a celestial horse, not a fiendish horse.
I know, but like, where the fuck is it? Did we
I took
got
it
him off the
boat,
ship,
I
right?
remember that. I
Okay,
just
but
kind
then.
of left it somewhere over there. It can't be stolen because, like, I can recall him on command. So,
Okay.
you know, the worst that can happen is people are confused why there's a magic horse in town.
Okay.
Just kind of waiting at the dock, I guess.
Okay, good to know. Guess I don't
So-
want to lose Deathbringer the third like we did with the last horse we had left in Wintervale, I think. And
yeah,
the
we
card.
left them in
Yeah.
Wintervale.
Someone will take care of him.
Yeah.
Someone will take a free horse.
It's. I mean, pretty sure
Oh
people
my
like
god,
it's free horse.
what if one day, we just come across someone with a cart with one horse that says property of Hardrada on it?
Oh my god.
Do you guys even remember where?
So fucking funny.
Do you guys even remember where you left it?
Yeah, we left it at
in
Blackfield.
Blackfield
Yeah.
because we had to escape, didn't we?
Oh, right,
It's
okay.
Tomland!
Yeah, but wait, you guys had another cart though when you were going to Wintervale.
No, yeah, we had
Yeah,
another
that's
car
That's
with an
the one I
emaciated
just
horse.
mentioned. That's what the one I mentioned. That's the one I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess it'd be in Wintervale more than likely.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, probably.
If it
We
hasn't
forgot about
been-
the cart, so I don't remember where we left it.
We have
But,
lost so many carts.
Is there any
Yeah.
way I can, like, fasten my helmet to, like, my belt or something so I don't have to carry around a bucket of clams with me, like, in my hands?
Yeah, I mean you can try to make a strap and put it through the eye holes.
I
Yeah.
assist
See
Tony
if
with
it'll-
that with my knowledge of blacksmithing and leatherwork.
Okay.
Well, look at you, thank you, Hadrada. You know, you're not useful for much, but...
Wow!
I
man.
joke, I joke. So yeah, with Hadrada's handy help, I'll do that.
Okay. Let me see. Hadrada, make a performance check.
Oh god, why did you make me do this?
Should I do it?
Can I assist?
Can I assist?
10.
Should he not make a check with his tools?
Yeah, shouldn't
The
I make a
dice.
check with my smith tools?
Okay, yeah, do that.
Which attribute do you want me to use? Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma?
What are your
Charisma
highest?
persuade the tools.
My highest is intelligence.
Let's say strength.
No.
That's
Can I
even worse.
help?
Ah,
I'll help.
13. 15, actually.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say that you fashion a quick leather strap and feed it through the eye holes and fasten it securely off of Tony's belt. It
Nice.
seems to be holding the water evenly and not really spilling any out.
Thank you, Hadrada.
You're welcome, it's no problem. You know, I may be evil, but I'm not mean.
I look at you questioningly like, what does that even mean?
Wait, you're evil? How are you evil?
Wait, I just admitted that I'm evil.
I imagine that you're joking at this point.
Hadrada, what the fuck? Hadrada,
Tony
Hadrada,
has
I'd like to roll
why
an
are you
insight.
evil?
I always knew you're evil.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Who did you?
I'd like to roll an insight.
Tony has no choice but to abjure you.
Oh, I'm gonna. No.
I got an
feel like
18.
I think Hadrada is
Hoodie2
like
can
joking with me at this
thoroughly.
point.
Hoodie2 can thoroughly tell that I am actually evil.
Yeah. I
I
would.
also
I probably would have even given her advantage on that because of like,
The
just
knowledge I
admitted
have.
it.
Yeah, because
I'm
of the
rolling an
knowledge
insight
they
check
have.
too. I need to know.
Because of that one time in the tab.
I got a net 20 on my insight check with
No,
advantage.
you do not have advantage. I have
I got a
advantage.
17.
Yeah, but we all had advantage because he literally admitted that he was evil.
No, it was because Hootie Choo had
No,
some
I have
previous
prior knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Hoodie Choo and Hadrada that one night
But
in the
he
tavern.
literally admitted he's evil. Why don't we get advantage? He
Could be
admitted that he.
Yeah,
True.
he
Let him
okay.
roll a deception.
Thalia
That
can
would be
also
probably
tell that
fair.
I'm evil.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to hide it, roll a deception, Corin.
Okay,
She's like,
deception.
fuck you, bitch.
Please,
15.
Net 20. Net fucker.
15. Okay, so Talia passes the check. So tell her whatever you're comfortable with.
You
go
can
to
tell
work
that I'm not
and-
joking.
She's just like standing there like, you bitch. You absolute fool. You absolute fucking piece of
And-
garbage.
When Dixie again didn't even need advantage. She rolled deception. Okay.
No, I rolled insight above it. I just accidentally clicked deception.
Why'd you-
Oh,
I rolled an 18.
Tony's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
completely
I needed
playing
the advantage if I
check on
was...
Osha.
Yeah, so all of that passes that surrogate, unfortunately.
I'm
Wait,
still
is
oblivious,
Tony
I still-
is Tony not gonna try and even
Nah.
check?
I think you're just joking with me. We have like a bit of a sibling rivalry going on, and I just think you're having a bit of a laugh. Like, I'm not always evil.
But when I
But
am.
when I was summoning an evil god that was locked
mean,
away for
I
good.
did like look into your brain and see some weird things, so like... I probably suspect
Oh,
you're
by the
evil.
way, I use Entropic Ward to impose disadvantage on Talia.
Oh, fuck
And
you.
win
you piece
Dixie.
of- Well, it wouldn't do anything anyways because guess what?
Okay,
Well-
mine would still be a straight roll with an
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, when Dixie
Oh,
would
didn't you
still
roll
just
a
have a
6 as
straight
well?
roll.
Oh yeah,
Still be
because
18.
yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
freaking.
Oh wait, does Entropic Ward only work with attacks?
I don't know, what does it say?
Let me check. Entropic
Yeah, I'm not
Ward.
sure on that one.
Oh no, yeah, it's only against attacks.
I
Okay,
make a
so
brain attack against you to figure out if you're lying.
yeah, it does nothing.
I'm
everyone
just
knows
oblivious
what they
and I
learned.
I'm just oblivious. I still think he's good, even though he's killed several people and starting a cult.
I
mean, really- Because really, too, Pixel would have advantage as well.
Oh yeah, because she
Uh,
helped me start my cult.
yeah,
or they
Talia-
helped me start my cult.
Yeah,
Well,
Talia would have advantage too because you've like
True.
helped a couple times as well.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true.
Would I for looking into his brain?
Okay, she's
And
like
seeing- speaking
standing there, crossing her arms. How could I have been so oblivious?
Do you have a spell for that?
You fucking bitch.
No, I've previously looked into his brain and seen
Oh.
weird things.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean-
Tony has a spell
I'm
for
just
it.
looking at Talia in a confused way, like what's going on?
Yeah,
Like
it
a
would be
divine
enough.
something.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
It would be enough to make
Okay.
you like suspicious.
Well, I believe him anyway.
I just look at Talia
And he
and
buys it.
use my
I should
awakened
choose-
mind to say, "You better not say anything about this. I can tell you no."
Or what? You bitch. Or what?
I just flash my fireballs. Wait, that sounds weird.
Excuse me, I flash my fireballs.
Do I
I
get
need you
advantage?
to unequip the trench coat there.
Phrasing, phrasing.
Hey, can I get advantage now? Because that was obviously a threat towards Talia after she literally told me I'm gonna tell you later.
No, you did that with a Merkin mind, you couldn't hear.
Yeah, but he was literally shot the fireballs.
Actually,
He
no.
always does
Instead,
weird things like-
I don't actually flash fireballs. I use
because that would be.
I use
that's wrong.
phantasmal force to make a darkness come over Talia.
I'll kill you in your sleep, you bitch.
Talia, what? Where is this coming from?
Can I see that darkness? Like, what
I
the fuck's
can't
going
hear
on?
anything.
Yeah, at this
Hadrada's
point,
saying.
Durgate, I would say that you don't really need to roll, but you do see Talia get engulfed in like
No,
Darkness.
phantasmal force is a
Okay, well,
mental thing.
Okay.
Can I roll
No one
anything
else can
against
see
that?
this but them. Yeah, you can roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
If you're using Awakened Mind to message Talia, can I hear Talia being a dick to you?
That just barely succeeds, so you don't see anything.
You fucking. You think you can fuck with me? No, you can't. Fuck you.
What is wrong with you? Why are you being such a dick?
Actually, you don't even see that I cast the spell. Because Phantasmal Force is just an illusion, so you don't see anything.
I'm gonna go buy a bucket.
Okay.
Yeah, because at this point you're still like all on the beach.
Yeah. I'm gonna go buy a bucket.
Talia probably like realizes that I tried to cast a spell on her, but like
She's,
Durgit
like, raising
wouldn't
her
realize.
Like raising her fist, like shaking it, like you.
You
bastard.
Yeah,
You
I'm off back on the
bastardo.
ground.
That also
Okay.
takes one of my warlock spell slots.
As I do this,
Okay.
I'd like to call Deathbringer the Third back to me.
Okay.
Do
so
I realize that something bad is going on because that's not like Talia? Like Talia doesn't act like that. She doesn't call out random people, especially Tadrada.
I'll
You
say
really
at this.
wanna know, Zee.
I'll say at this point, it'll be up to Talia if she wants to tell you or not later on.
I will later.
Okay.
So yeah, Deathbringer the Third appears out of nowhere in a puff of like celestial light,
How you doing, Deathbringer the Third?
and he kind of whinnies and shakes his head and puts the tip of his nose into your hand and like rubs it.
Oh, Deathbringer the Third, you're such an adorable horse of war.
And you mount up and ride back to town. Tony?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Or
with
just
you. I'm
ride-
not
just
going
ride
like
ahead.
full pace. I'm like trotting along next to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, all right, I'm done with this.
See ya.
I'm just
Hi.
heading back to town.
No, like I'm heading to town, but I'm like
Oh,
inviting
by the
you
way.
to come with me.
Can I roll intimidation with because I did the thing with Awakened Mind?
Sure.
Can I roll something against it?
Yeah, make it a. Both of you.
Say,
Wouldn't it be like wisdom or something?
say charisma saving throw. Say it.
Say it.
Say
Yeah.
charisma.
No, I'll say charisma.
Ah, damn. So then you might as well just do the intimidation roll.
20.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
that fails.
Wow.
Yeah, fails. I will check like the official ruling on that, but for now I'll just make it that.
It doesn't matter. Like you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Who cares about official
You're
rules?
God.
Yeah, you are literally God. You're Bacop and Core and everyone else.
Exactly.
All the god.
Hashtag not my book up.
But yeah, so everyone makes their way slowly back to town then.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm walking next
Yeah.
to Talia because I'm a bit scared. You know,
Okay.
So she's just like,
For
she's
well-being.
kind of like, well, wait, are you taller than me or smaller than me, or are we like the same height?
Oh,
I am probably taller than you. I am 5'11", I think.
that's
I
short
don't
for
know,
a
I
half orc. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's short for a half orc. I realized it later on too, but like it's too late.
Oh, I don't have a height for her. Well, I don't know. She's a bit
You are-
smaller.
you
They
are-
were the runt of the litter.
She kind of like pulls Durga down and is just like, so listen, Hadrada's actually an evil bitch, and I think he's trying to start a cult.
That would explain
Do I
it,
overhear
like,
this?
helped-
Stop listening.
You can roll a perception check.
Stop listening.
Rude.
Please fuck
That
off.
is a
Yes!
8.
Yeah, unfortunately their voices are too low for you to make out.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Dysfunction.
Well, for him, unfortunately for him.
Okay.
Fortunately
okay,
for the rest of the world.
okay, that would make sense why he was suddenly next to a homeless person and not kill. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But like,
I
do
hope-
you still think he would help like kill
Question.
those people in order to help
I
them
have
get released?
BBG now.
I don't know. I can't tell. I just know he's evil and he's starting a cult.
Okay, well then, thanks for letting me know. Keep an eye on him.
We'll keep an eye on him together.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
I'd like to buy a bowl.
I'd like to
Yeah.
buy a bowl.
Just a bowl or like,
I need someone to keep these clams in.
True.
yeah, but like,
A water-based receptacle.
That you can carry around without.
Apt for clammage.
Okay, so everyone makes it back to Kabas, and you enter back through the gate, and you come back to the dock area, and you see that there's a market square within, like, you know, within close proximity to the dock.
Are there any stalls that say handheld clam enclosure?
Roll a perception check,
Pretty sure there isn't one if you rolled in the
or
20.
no, investigate.
Well, thank you for changing access. It's oh, never mind.
Okay. So you do see a stall. It doesn't say that specifically.
I'd be weirded out if it did.
Handheld clam enclosures.
But
But
what,
it looks like the place.
yeah, what you do see is a small stall that has different produce, like fruit and vegetables. You see some spices, and you see different cooking implements like small pots and pans, wooden
I'm going
bowls,
straight
and
over there.
different things. Okay.
Remember
headed
to not
straight
boil
on
the
home.
clams.
I won't boil the clams. I will when we get the pearls, but until then. Actually, no, I could bring him back to Euromir. He can make pearls himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I could bring him back a big bag of sand.
so cute.
He can make
You're gonna
pearls out of
bring
it.
back a big gift for your boy.
Right.
Yeah, because you do know it has to be like the black sand.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes the pearls so unique and special.
So, I'm gonna go over to this stall.
Okay.
Say
You
hello.
see a
Hello.
half elf female tending to the stall, and she turns around and says, "Ah, welcome. My name is Delacia."
I gotta shake her hand. I don't even try and pronounce that name.
She,
I'd like to buy some delicious cooking utensils. I mean,
She's-
delicious food or cooking utensils. I'm not eating cooking utensils.
she shakes your hand back and says, "Well, as you see, we have fresh produce, fruit, and vegetables. We have a large number of spices, and we also have fresh meat. Different catches from the sea this morning from the fishermen coming in."
I tell the group and say, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Do we have any meat that isn't rotten?
We have some shark, but...
I'm not a big fan of shark.
Sure. Right. We have salty shark meat.
Yeah, very salty shark.
Well, I guess,
I mean, we can buy something fresh for this evening. I don't know, maybe like
Yeah.
fruit
Let's
pies or
do
Keep
some
the
something.
shark
steak.
meat for later.
I quite like steak.
You got any steaks?
From what you can see, it is all food. You
It's all
see,
seafood.
you see inside buckets of water. You see fresh fish being held. You see crab, lobster, clams, and oysters, all in
Mm.
different buckets.
Let's go for
Why have we
crabs.
thought about like having a small, I don't know, herd, like maybe 2 pigs or whatever, traveling with us? Why didn't we think of that?
Because that's like a lot of effort.
Okay, that's true.
I don't have to look after pigs while we're on a sea
We
voyage
should
to a
totally
different
do
continent.
we should totally do crab.
Do you wanna eat some crab tonight?
Sure, I've never had crab.
Nice.
Crab is really good.
I'll take enough crab to feed this lovely party.
That's a lot of crab.
Okay,
Very nice.
Crab.
so the crab are fairly large, and it seems like about 1 per person will do it, and
Nice.
it's 2 silver per crab.
I'll pay for that.
Oh, thank you.
How much silver will that be in total?
So there's 5 of you at 2 silver a pop. That's 10 silver.
Okay, so just
As
1
you
gold.
say that, I say, Hadrada, you know, you're really shining up to me today.
Oh, it just like gives Hadrada like a like the look that says, "I am suspicious of you, you bitch."
Does the look
Um.
include mispronouncing suspicious?
On 2 other tables, you see the fresh produce. You see tomato, ears of corn, zucchini, carrot, bell pepper. You see fruit-wise, melons and figs, apples, grapes, lemons, and oranges.
I think we have some lemons, don't we?
I think
We
do.
bought some vague citrus for you when we were at the other dock town that I forgot the name of. Because I'm small brain.
Wintervale.
Winterville, yeah.
That's where I'm from. Are there like also like dried fruits on the
Only
stall?
pinpoint where Talia's from.
You don't see any dried out fruit,
Okay.
only of the fresh
I mean,
variety.
we can dry out fruit ourselves, I think.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
What about spices? What type of spices
Oh yeah,
are
you
there?
said there were spices.
Yeah, there's a separate smaller table that has different little glass jars on it, and Delacia starts pointing at the different ones and says, "Well, here we have paprika, we have
Ooh.
salt, we have pepper, coriander, bay leaf,
Oh,
garlic powder."
I'll take some everything.
Okay, so that
I look at Hadrada with like a glowing face of.
okay, so just like one of each.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 9 copper.
Oh, that's not very much. So that's like 1 silver. So.
I'll also take one of each, double the load.
Okay, so that's 9 copper from you as well.
Nice. I'll give her a silver piece. As a nice tip.
Okay.
I asked the half-elf woman whose name I definitely remember if there's a blacksmith nearby or in the town.
Ooh, yeah. I asked her that too.
You asked them that question.
We asked in
Sorry,
unison.
yeah.
Like we're just all like, is there a blacksmith
Like
in
it's
town?
rehearsed.
Yeah.
Okay. She turns around and points in the opposite direction, and you see a dragonborn blacksmith at a stall, and they have their forge lit and they're hammering on an anvil on a piece of steel that they're working on.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Before we go, did you say they also sell garlic?
Garlic powder.
Garlic, I'll take a bit of that. Oh no, we already
Like,
took a bit of that.
Yeah, we already took.
Spices, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a dried.
I swear I
I hand like the
All
bit
of
of
the-
spice to Tony, as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
so much.
I want to buy some of the fruits. What was there
Okay.
again?
For the fruit, there was melons, figs, apples, grapes, lemons, and oranges.
Okay, I'm gonna buy some figs and oranges.
I'm gonna buy like
Christmas.
some apples for like just for the road to eat, and some grapes as well for the same reason.
Yeah.
Okay, how much of each? They cost 2 copper per fruit.
4 apples and
2
like,
copper per grape.
No, well, per bunch.
and 2 bunch of grapes.
Okay, so that's like 4 copper altogether for all of that.
Crazy bunch of grapes.
I'm gonna buy like 3 figs and 2 oranges.
Okay, so 5 copper.
Yeah, I guess.
As we're walking to the blacksmith, which I'm assuming we're going to do.
Or sorry,
what-
10 copper.
Yeah, 10. Okay.
Okay,
So-
sorry. Go ahead, Hadrada.
So I'm assuming we're going to be walking to the blacksmith.
I thought
I'm
we were
down with
going
that
to... Okay, I guess we already got the pearls and clams. Yeah. Okay.
We
Did
are
you buy
looking
a
for-
pot? Did you buy a pot for
No.
them?
We're
You
looking
should
for
probe-
that at some point, yeah.
Oh, well, they do have cooking implements and different things
Oh,
there
no,
as
yeah,
well.
you said they have cooking utensils. I'd
Yeah.
love to buy some cooking utensils.
Delicious cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
right. I don't want to eat the utensils.
Yeah, I mean, you see like a couple regular-sized wooden bowls, and you see like a large, like 8-quart stock pot, and like a smaller 3-quart cooking pot.
Are there any pots with lids?
They both have lids.
Nice. I'll buy a pot with a lid
Okay.
for the clams, and a pot with a lid for cooking in.
I will pay for
Finally-
that for him.
Finally, we have something for boiling or whatever.
Hadrada, you're
Not
spoiling me
burning,
today.
not
What?
burning hands. Cooking.
You're spoiling me today,
Oh,
Hadrada.
I know,
So-
I know, but
So we'll say for that, it'll be 10 silver for both pots.
okay,
So like
so
1 gold or like.
Yeah, 1 gold.
Just say 1 gold.
Okay, so let's head to the blacksmith's. I'm going to walk near Tony while we're walking to the blacksmith and say to him, so you know about that shrine that was here?
Yeah,
The shrine to Bakab, the one that you were
Yeah.
looking for.
that I do.
Do you want to go looking for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather, like, at least do something here, instead of coming here and not doing the thing we came to do.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
of
isn't
course.
there also that bearded devil thing? Like, we still
Yeah.
have a bunch of things to capture him.
Tony sighs heavily at its mention.
You do
Yes.
realize that, like, we didn't we agree to not do this because we don't want to catch the centaurs or the dire dragon?
Didn't we agree that we would?
I thought
I'll still never get over that.
I thought we agreed that we're going to kill the fiend because Tony doesn't like fiends, but I thought we're not going to do the mission because either we get
I
get all
thought we
three.
were gonna do the same thing that we did with the Baron, collect information for the mission, never formally accept it, and then just do it and show up
So-
and be like, hey, we did.
Here's
Yeah,
the
but
plan.
like we did say that we're not gonna do it because I'm not kinda not chill with getting centaurs, like living, breathing creatures that are as intelligent as us, which is technically slavery.
I mean, I said that too, but like I was
Look.
just pointing it out if anyone else wanted to do it.
So
Yeah,
here's
I
the
don't want to
plan.
do it. I
We
don't
do
want to do
everything
it.
else we came here to do first, and then we decide.
Fair.
I feel like that's a pretty good idea. We do it later.
Yeah, and as all of you are talking about this, you make your way over to the blacksmith. It's called
I give a hearty Dragonborn welcome.
and she returns it and says, "Thank you. Welcome to my shop. What can I get you?"
I have a
Because I
question.
didn't specifically want to come here.
Can
And
you
she
make
says,
me...
"The Dragon's Ember blacksmith makes the best weapons and armor available."
Question, can you give me a cloak that improves my charisma?
No.
She scratches her head and says, "Well, we don't really do enchanted weapons here, I'm afraid. But there's a couple
Sorry
of
about
great
my dog.
enchanters in Play Xula."
I know. I say.
Do you have any good light armor? Literally anything that's better than...
She says, "Okay, one at a time, one at a time." She says, "Well, as far as armor goes, we have padded armor, leather armor, and studded leather armor."
Well, I'm wearing leather, so I guess studded leather will do.
And she says, "That'll be 45 gold then, please."
And I hand it over to her.
Okay. And that's going to be 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, which means I get 1 more armor. Yeah.
Hey, better than nothing.
Yeah, better than 16.
Can I... Question.
Yes.
I take out my ancient battle axe and say, can you make this weapon more nimble? Can you make it, aka, can you make it use dexterity instead of, strength?
She says, "Well, I could hollow out the handle a bit and make it a bit lighter."
And would that make it use dexterity instead of strength?
Yeah, it would.
Okay, so I'll have her do that then.
Okay.
How much would that cost?
I'll say for the custom work, 60 gold.
60 gold? Okay.
Yeah.
I have officially reached under 1,000 gold.
Wow.
And you hand her the battle axe, and she says, "Come back in the morning for it."
I excitedly asked again. Have you tried it? I'd love a try.
She says, "Trident, I do have. It doesn't have any magical properties, mind you. It's just a standard run-of-the-mill trident, but it's good craftsmanship."
Nice. I'm looking for like a big trident.
And she says, "Well, I would say this is 2 hands at least."
Well, would you look at that? That sounds perfect. How much would that be?
The spikes are about, 10 inches long, 12 inches long. For the trident,
It's like
that's 5 gold.
5 gold. What a steal! I'll give him 6.
What should be cursed?
Okay.
Thank you. This is you're underselling yourself here.
Well, while they're doing that, I head out of the blacksmith shop and wait out there.
Okay. And she kind of looks around at everyone else and says, and we also make custom mortars too. I don't enchant, but if you want your weapon to look a certain way, I can do that.
Can you make it better?
I can make it sharper and it'll cut better. I can make it lighter and you can swing it faster. Anything that's not magical, I can do.
Well,
You make it look cool.
I give up my rapier. Can you make it, I don't know, sharper, better to stab people?
I'm fine with my things.
I think I can do that.
Thank you.
She says for that it'll be 45 gold.
Of course. And I hand her over. I give her the gold.
And she says, just come back tomorrow for it.
Nice. Well, if everyone's done.
And she kind of looks around and says, so, anybody have any other business? As you see, like, 2 or 3 other adventurers, like, come in and start perusing around the wares.
In that case, I'm good to go.
Okay. Everybody else?
Yeah, I'm also
I'm
good to
good.
go.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, you turn around and exit out of the blacksmith shop.
Nice. Oh, I want to go put the clams in one of these pots.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you should probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can put my helmet back on.
Cool.
Seawater
So-
element. Smells
so-
like home.
So you're just gonna, like, pour the sand and the water and all that into
yeah,
the pot?
Yeah, into the pot.
Okay.
Gently. I don't want to, like, crush them under, like, some rocks or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you successfully
Yeah.
put the clams into the pot, close the lid.
Can I, like, with the leather strap, like, secure the lid on so that it won't, like, jostle off while it's, like...
You should probably not put the lid on because weather is hot and glass kind of makes things hotter.
Well, it's a metal pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that inspiration that we got from quite a few sessions ago?
Did you
Uh-huh.
use it? thought
I
so.
have not used it yet.
I don't
Oh.
think I did either.
Somebody used
I used
one.
it. I've used
Okay,
it.
okay.
I've definitely used it, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think the so yeah, with the pot, are you just going to carry it? Because it is like a large, like, 2-handled pot.
Kind of like strap it to the back of Deathbringer the Third. As part of his, like,
I'm
carrying
going
stuff
to aid
he's
him with
got.
that as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
I give you a lot of shit, but you're really not as bad as you seem.
Are you going to, like, use a length of rope, or what are you going to use to tie it?
I have like a little bit of rope left, so if we're gonna use some rope, use my little strangly bit that I've got. Because I cut most of it off to hang myself to a griffin.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I've got like a
fine.
few feet left, so we could use that, and then everyone else can keep their long rope.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll a dexterity check to,
Can I do that?
attach the pot to the horse.
Do we do it with advantage because I'm being helped?
Yes.
Can I do that instead? Oh, never mind.
It's 13.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, you secure the pot side of the ropes, make sure it's all even, and yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's not going to go anywhere.
Good.
Nice. That's nice and secure.
And plus, the lid is attached, so you don't have to worry about water, being shaken
Yeah.
out into the ride or anything.
Nice. Clams might be vaguely uncomfortable, but they're clams. I don't know if they have that much sense. So, does anyone else have any other business in town?
Yeah, there's still a pretty good number of stalls.
I'll peruse some of them. Why not? See what we get.
I mean, we could ask around for some stuff to do until tomorrow. I mean, getting a bit of, I don't know, money is never a bad thing, even though we have a lot.
Yeah.
Ah shit, I want to sell my grade. Whatever.
Before we go look for some jobs, what other stalls are like around?
We should probably get a room at an inn.
Yeah,
as well.
that too.
We really
Okay,
can't go into a city and be like, we're not gonna go shopping.
Look, it's nice, okay? Last time I bought a lot of cool trinkets for everyone.
So you see a human male at a stall.
Cool.
It looks like he
Like a
has like little artifacts or
Ooh,
trinkets or little baubles.
I wanna go look.
Okay.
I also want to go look.
Knickknacks.
But just make sure Tony doesn't pay too much, like
$10
wasting money
on
something.
knickknacks.
Do you just want to go straight there, or do you want to look at the other stalls as well?
I mean,
and see what's around?
I'll look at the other stalls before I dart straight to it, but...
I'm going to go try and look for a tavern.
Okay. Alright, roll a investigation check, Hadrada.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll like vaguely look at other stalls before
Oof.
Ouch!
So as you look around, a camel walks by and knocks up a bunch of dust, and it goes in your eye. You don't see anything.
Wow, congratulations.
I am
Tony.
temporarily blinded.
As far as other stalls go, you see a female gnome with what looks to be like healing potions and different like potions.
Nice.
Notice
It looks
all
to
my
be
rolls.
an apothecary.
Apothecary?
Yeah.
I still go
Fuck
straight to the
apothecary.
knickknacks.
What is an apothecary? I don't speak English very well, as you can see.
They make potions and
Yeah.
medicines and such.
Okay.
A brewery.
You also see what looks to be a storefront with what looks to be a bard out front playing an instrument. And looking at the sign, you see that it's called Lutes and Leers.
Talia's all like, there can only be one, and starts choking him.
I am the only bard. Cool, I'm still going to knickknacks.
Okay.
I'm following him because, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a
Me too.
spendaholic for magic items.
There could
Okay.
be some useful stuff there in case the guy tries to screw over Tony. He's gonna have to mess with me.
Okay, so you walk up to the human male at his stall. He looks to be a bit older, in his 40s, with a receding hairline. And he says, welcome to Barnabas's stall. What
Hello,
can I do for you?
I'm Tony,
Isn't
what
that-
do you have?
Well, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a bit of anything. I'm interested in all kinds of wares. What do you got?
And he says, well, do any of you fancy a drink?
Yes. I
always
say
like
running
a
up.
drink.
Depends on what it is.
What is
I can't even see, and I come like running straight over there.
Like sonically, you just heard drink, drink, drink.
He just literally spawns next to us.
And as Hadrada runs up, you see Barnabas pick up like a wide-brimmed palm hat, and he picks it up and sees Hadrada like run up at hearing the word drink, and he sets it on his head. And Hadrada, you suddenly know that 2 stalls down, sitting on the counter, is a pint of ale.
What? Is it a hat that can summon drinks?
It is a hat that the user knows the location of the nearest alcoholic beverage.
Oh my god, that is such a weird hat. I love it.
I love it
Tony,
too.
Tony, we don't need that. We
I need it. I need it absolutely. How much is it?
No!
It is.
No, we
No,
don't need
yeah.
that.
No, we don't.
We can just go to a
Need
tavern
it.
if we need.
Listen, I'm a way of the drunken master monk. I need to be drunk.
See,
Okay.
we need
Yes,
it.
but you can always refill it at the nearest tavern or whatever.
Okay, but like, what if we're on a long trek and we're not at a tavern for like 3 weeks?
Imagine we're out
Okay?
in the desert, right?
Let
We
me
need
buy my
shelter.
stuff. I don't tell you what you can buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need
Alright, I do not tell you what you can buy. I buy what I want.
No,
So-
I buy what
Okay,
you want for you. I will gladly
Good,
buy this
waste your
for
money
you.
however you want. I don't fucking care.
So
How much
that
is it?
When Dixie's going to buy it, Tony. When Dixie's going to buy it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna buy it for them because it's a magic
No.
item.
No.
Tony.
No.
And
I
all of
appreciate
my
it. You
money
can
on
buy
No.
it for me. Go for it.
Yes.
No. No.
How much is it?
Can I roll for persuasion to stop him?
How much is the hat?
he says, well, this fine hat is 50 gold.
No, you're not. We're
That's
gonna
quite
buy it for.
expensive.
Literally anyone else is gonna buy it. Can I roll for persuasion to talk Tony out of buying it himself?
You can roll.
You can try. Tony, make a counter persuasion roll to try to convince her to let you buy it.
Talia, help me.
I'm assisting.
Is this your mom? I'm assisting him.
25.
Is this your mom?
Oof.
25.
Well,
Well, Tony, for some reason, Durgat makes a very valid point, and you feel yourself kind of not wanting the hat anymore.
okay, I
I
purchased
still
it.
really want the hat, but I like
Yeah, but
the,
we're gonna get
the
it
shame
anyway.
I would have lost.
I
We're gonna
purchased
get it
it.
anyway. Don't worry. Yeah.
So yeah, when Dixie, do you buy the hat?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, 50 gold, yours.
Okay, cool. I just spent 50 gold.
How much gold do you have?
100.
Oh, you have
This is
so
why I
little.
would've bought it.
And he says, so I see you all have a taste for the fashion element. Well, how's about this? And you see him pull out from a crate a tall white chef's hat,
Oh boy.
Oh God.
and
Tony
he looks at
Lucas.
he looks around randomly and does like meeny miny mo, and lands on Tony and puts it on his head, and suddenly you feel like you know how to properly cook the clams that the crab you bought earlier, and how long it should take to cook, what would go well with it. Essentially, what you do is
Question.
you have proficiency with chef's tools. You have disadvantage on charisma checks while wearing the hat.
Obviously.
And while you're wearing it, you speak in a strange accent.
I grab him by the lapels and bring him real close and whisper in his ear, "How much for the hat?"
You have to do the fake French accent.
Isn't Italian?
How much for the hat?
How much for the hat?
And he says, well, this will only be 50 gold.
Out the pocket, slam on the table.
Yeah, I can't stop him. I wanna
Yeah,
eat
no.
not burning hands made meals. So okay.
Not burning hand mid meals.
Okay. So yeah, you are now the owner of the chef's hat.
Thank you.
I can
for the hat.
send the descriptions and all that over Discord if you
I-
guys need it.
Appreciate
But
your
mine's just a
business,
straw hat that
really.
finds the nearest alcoholic beverage, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What
Tony
it
should
is.
probably put
I have
down
to
the
spare
hat
the
until he
dying
actually
hat.
need it.
I will put down the hat when I say I want to put down the hat. I take off the hat.
What
And
did I
s-
say?
And so Barabbas kind of looks around and says, "So, I have more to show, but are you looking for anything specific?"
No, I don't
If,
think we
if
are.
I was looking for anything specific, this hat would have been it. So
Um,
thank you.
He looks around and he says, "Well, watch this one then." And you see a crate. You see a crate, like a wooden box of oranges next to him,
Mhm.
and you reach out and grab one of the or he reaches out and grabs one of the oranges and says, "Very real, yes," and peels it, and it's an orange. But he walks up to the box and begins to fold it. He begins to fold it down flat and into a large square.
What the heck?
This
What's
is
the
called
magic orange?
he says this is called the orange crate. It's a foldable disguise that can be reduced to the size of a book.
That is awesome. I have a question. Do you have a hat that can spare the dying?
You have a hat that can spare the dying,
You have
right?
that.
Yeah, I know. I
Why
want
you trying to
another.
sell him it?
He says, well, of all my treasures, I have no such thing as that.
I have a question with the orange trade. If we put in our halfling and we fold it, would that work?
If you what?
Put in Winn-Dixie. Like, could we still fold it and would she live?
No, it will not fold with a person inside of it.
Oh,
No.
God damn it.
Well, I don't think that's very useful if it can only hold oranges.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that. You can fold it to the size of a book, and then you can unfold it, get inside of it, and make it appear as a crate of oranges that you can hide inside of. And then you fold it.
This would be
and
really
then-
useful for you, Durgit.
And then you fold it down whenever you're done.
So you can pretend to be a crate of oranges.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this would be
Oh.
useful for
Instant crate of
Durgit.
orange disguise.
Yeah, it's a crate of It's a crate of oranges that's a disguise.
Think about how
Well
you could
then,
pickpocket
I'll-
people
Pretty
walking by.
Okay, I'll take that one. Might need that in the future.
Okay.
I don't say the last part out loud because I don't want him to know I'm a thief.
Oh, it also provides a +1 to check. While
Oranges be damned.
while you're inside of it, like while you're using it, and it costs
Okay.
50 gold.
Okay, gimme.
This man, I'm gonna give him 1 gold as just like a thank you tip for having such quality products.
He says thank you, and he looks around and he like claps his hands and he says, "Tig Tig, get out here now!" And you see like a small young gnome like run out from behind some of the boxes, like kind of rubbing his eyes, seeming to just wake up. And he says, "Watch this one." He says, "Tig Tig, would you like some peanut brittle?" And you see him kind of look around like, "I already know that trick." He said, "Tig Tig, demonstrating it for customers." And you see him kind of get a little bit more professional and says, "Oh, yes, I would love some peanut brittle." And he hands a can of peanut brittle with like a removable lid over to Tig Tig, and he opens it, and as soon as he does, 3 of the like toy snakes in a can come out. And as they do, like a couple of seconds later, an actual snake springs out from the can and lands on Tig
I
Tig.
rear back in like panic.
I like.
And it doesn't get a chance to bite him. He like throws it off him in time, but it definitely like went to bite him as soon as it landed on him, and it slithers off into the ground.
Is
And
that
Silver
thing,
piece to Tig Tig.
is that thing venomous or poisonous or whatever the word is? Addictive? I don't know.
Roll an investigation. No, roll a nature check.
Fuck.
I'd like to give a silver piece to Tig Tig.
Can someone help me with the nature check?
Sure,
Talia?
yeah.
I'm
I'm doing it.
I can help him.
Yeah, okay, that's a 6.
It's hard to tell. You haven't really seen many snakes.
Can I ask the guy, like the stall? Can I ask him?
Yeah. He says yes. Those are extremely venomous.
I'm taking that can.
Yeah, and Tig Tig puts the lid on it and says, in about a day, it'll regenerate and you can use it again.
I just think of the Baron. I'm like, that's gonna be dope.
You and the Baron, I swear to God.
Well, he's an asshole. He literally burned down like orc villages because they were orcs. I'm a half orc. I might be raised by a human, but I'm still taking that personally.
Are we just buying this man out of his stall?
Yes. How much for the fucking snake can?
50 gold.
That's everything is 50. Okay, I'm not
Is
complaining.
he like 50 gold land?
He's not Dollar Tree, he's 50 Gold Tree.
What else do you have? Anything cool for a bard like myself?
He says, well, bard-specific things you can find at the stall over there. At this moment, I don't have anything well-suited for a bard, although I do get new stock in occasionally.
Okay.
Hardrada, still blind, says, "Where are you pointing?"
I like help Redrada rub the sand out of his eyes, like, come on.
Thank you.
So, Barabbas pulls out what looks to be a small dagger. It has a very rough ground edge on it, and he pulls out a piece of wood and he says, "Tell me something to carve."
Carve a dick. No,
No.
Can
How
I start by
about-
carving of a swan and say carve this?
yeah, carve a swan.
Carve this.
And he says, no problem. And you see him pull out a piece of wood, and he begins carving it extremely fast. And within the span of about 10 minutes, it is a perfect copy of the carved swan that you're holding, down to every knife cut.
Does it even have
Oh
like
my
the
God.
signature in the bottom?
Yep.
Oh,
Can
Uh,
that's
you car-
weird.
I
The
have a
signature,
question.
like, perfectly matching of the other one.
Mm.
Hey, can that knife carve text too? Like, just write things out?
If it's carved in a piece of wood, sure.
Also, it can only copy existing things, or...
Well, what it is it is a finely made halfling dagger. Once attuned to, this dagger can whittle one small object once per day without the use of its master. And when the master is using it, they have advantage on the skill check for it.
Okay, but I can't say things like, I want to carve what's going to happen within the next 3 days, or whatever.
Can't tell the future with the dagger.
Yeah, I mean, something like that wouldn't really work.
Could they carve a name into the locket that Talia has?
It already has a name in it.
It has a name already. Keep your fucking hands off of it.
Wow, that was aggressive.
But yeah, it could. Anything that does with whittling wood and carving, and it should be
Yeah.
okay.
I think we're
could
good.
mass produce these swans and sell them for the guy on the boat and then bring back a ton of gold like I've made you a household carving name. But I feel like starting up a wood carving business would be a bit weird for the middle of the campaign.
Barabbas sets down the dagger and reaches underneath the counter and pulls out what looks to be like it looks like some kind of a device, but it's made out of stone, and it has a blue glowing glyph on it.
Oh, Tony's like wide-eyed. This looks magic as hell.
Wait until we know what it is.
And he says, with this, you can know how deep in the ground you are, like how deep underground you are, and it grants proficiency in identifying stone types. The user has advantage on perception checks made in sunlight when holding this device as well.
As a dwarf, I can already do that, so...
Tony
When
still
will
thinks it's fucking cool.
Tony, when will we ever need that? Come on, when were we underground and think like,
Yeah,
I
when-
wonder how far the
What if we
surface
go
is.
underground and you know what rock type it is?
Again,
Like,
I can do that already.
Yeah,
what if
Hadrada
Hadrada
can do that.
dies again?
And Tony doesn't bring him back.
Yeah.
He died once in the...
Is it save me a resurrection?
What about erection?
Pretty sure... Come on, we can pretty sure that'll work again, maybe.
Fine.
And if not, maybe if we need to get underground,
Okay.
we really need what we really need to know what stone type it is or whatever. We can just ask another dwarf to come with us
Wow, thanks.
in case Hadrada dies.
Upon hearing this, Tony kind of realizes he's got a bit far with what he's buying. And he's like, I think I'm good here, thanks. But thank you for everything you've sold me so far.
And he says, no problem. Come back anytime. We try to restock regularly. And he looks around and sees all the empty spaces on his tables and says, something tells me I'm going to have to restock anyway, so, you know, maybe a week or so.
Can we go over to the bard stall?
Yes, I agree.
No, we
Why
can't
do
yet.
you agree?
I literally called the thing with the snake and it just can of snake.
Can of snake. Can of snake.
Can of poison snake.
There you go.
Can of single snake.
So yeah, you look over at the building you spotted earlier, and you walk over to it, and you see out front of the shop, above the sign that says Lutes and Leers, you see a very tall, slender half-elf with light blonde hair and very, very deep blue eyes. She's dressed in a very ornate bard outfit, performance outfit, and she says, "Come one, come all, any musically inclined people, come see our wares."
Talia's just
Talia
like
on the back.
waiting excitedly,
Um,
like
And you walk up, and she looks at Talia and says, I see that you're a fellow practitioner of music as well. You have a very nice ear.
Surgery.
What wares do you? What do you sell?
I have a question before that.
Yeah.
Do you sell any items that could improve your charisma by 1? Specifically the charisma stat, not the modifier.
She looks around and says, I don't believe I have anything of that nature as of yet.
I lean over at Hadron and said, "Don't worry. I think I know where we can at least try and sort something out for you."
And she looks at Talia and says, well, if you don't know who I am, I'm a very famous, renowned bard. My name is Tomasi Goldenthroat.
From TV.
And she just goes like, oh, really?
And she says, the one and only.
Is this someone from...
Tony mutters under his breath. Seems like a bit of a cunt.
I smacked Tony.
Oh, the one and only.
And she says,
I don't say that like audibly. I'm like muttering that to myself.
Okay.
roll a strength check if you want, Thurgit.
I mean, did I hear it? I think I should roll
No,
perception
yeah,
first.
I muttered
right?
it to you. How about that?
What?
I muttered that to you.
Okay.
So if you want to smack me,
Just lightly, not like as in I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, but more like.
14.
You hit Tony and he instantly dies. Just kidding.
Okay, great.
No, you kind of like punch him in the arm, and because of all of his heavy armor, he doesn't really feel it that much.
Okay, good.
You just hear in the back of the crowd. Seems like a bit of a cunt.
And and then Tomasi looks at Talia and says, "So, as a bard, what are you interested in? Something offensive, defensive, maybe something in deception?"
Something that can lower your ego.
I smacked Johnny again.
I think something in offensive, but also something in deception would be practical for me. She's like so excited.
And she says, "Okay, well, how about this for offensive?" And she pulls out a very long, beautiful, jewel-encrusted sword, and she holds it up, like in front of her face, and says, "Sakio." And as she says it, the sword begins to emit a very beautiful singing.
Okay, Tony thinks singing sword's at least pretty cool.
And she says, with the sword, when it's activated, you can gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon.
How much is it?
500 gold.
Damn!
To speak the command word will cost a bonus action. And while the sword is singing, it deals an extra 1d6 thunder damage to any target that it's hit by.
Can I message Talia and just say, "Smooth talk 'em, you can get this down, I believe in you."
It also says that whoever struck by the blade must make a DC 12 charisma save or be deafened, and have any spells that they're concentrating on be cancelled.
Well, that's fucking good.
Can I
Yeah.
persuade her to, like, maybe as a fellow bard, maybe lower the price a bit?
They
I'm giving
only
support.
sell things to
As a
pharaohs.
fan, like, she's a fan and she's a fellow bard, so like.
You can roll persuasion
I'm gonna help her.
and try.
That's the kind of
DC
inflection
30.
on your voice that says, "Well, you can, but
Before she... Oh, never mind. They already rolled it.
I mean, with help it would be 29, without 19.
With their.
And she says, "Well, it's always nice to meet a fan. For you, I'll do 450 gold.
Wow.
Wow.
So generous.
I
I'm
lean
gonna-
down her to Hadrada and say, bit of a crumb.
And I'm all like, yeah.
And she says, let's be honest. I meet a lot of fellow bards, and they always try to talk my price down. But with you, I do genuinely sense some kind of greatness within you.
Really?
But I still need to make money.
That's fair. What will you have for deception?
And then
So are so
I
you're not
actually
taking sword?
say,
Are you taking sword?
I say to the famous bard, well, I have a feeling, you don't know my friend, do you? This is the great Talia. This is Talia the Great, Talia the Bard, Talia the Singer, Talia the everything.
When Dixie just puts on her hat and starts searching whatever the nearest booze is with the hat, that's where she's heading. She's like, I'm done
Oh,
with this shit.
God.
You guys are just like,
Talia, you know,
And
they're
she says,
my friend, but
and she says,
Be-
Talia the Bard. I've never heard of you.
I mean, the only reason we're all here following the sonorous tales they tell. You must have. Or do you not get off the island much?
yeah, they're only famous across the world.
Yeah. They're doing a round world tour right now. They're coming to Vudar for their first few
Exactly.
seconds.
And if you don't think my friend's great enough for this sword to be free, then you are just absolutely insane.
This is quite a opportunity for you.
You could fund the most amazing adventurer of all time.
And she says, and she kind of puts her hand up to her ear and says, what was that? Was that the price going back up to 500 gold?
Damn it!
No,
Can I roll persuasion
You
for
can,
that speech?
you can try.
I do it with advantage because Hadrada's being nice to me. I just
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aiding
Roll.
him.
Roll high though.
I'm scared.
23!
Yes!
And she says, well, I'm sure she'll amount to greatness, but 450 gold is the lowest I can possibly go.
Oh, I didn't go back up, thank God.
God. I'm sorry,
is this a
Talia.
female? What does this person look like?
So it's not necessary. Anyway,
What's that one,
No.
Dixie?
What does this person look like?
She is a half elf with very, very light blonde hair and deep ocean blue eyes.
Okay.
And she's dressed in a very ornate bard outfit, like a performing outfit.
Perfect. I'm gonna go up to her with my very, very low charisma. And
That's such a statement.
I'm gonna wink,
Ruin this for me. Don't ruin this for me.
and I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, I've never hung out with a famous person. Maybe you and I should head to the tavern later.
No, stop.
Okay, roll persuasion.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Oh, that's better than I thought it was gonna be.
It's still.
Talia's just like burying her hands in her face, and she's Talia's a very pale person, and so you can easily tell that she right now is very, very red in embarrassment.
And she says, maybe if you get me drunk enough. I'm usually not attracted to halflings, but we can see.
I'm just gonna wink and be like, well, and you haven't met a halfling like me yet.
Roll another persuasion.
Hell yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Going up, y'all.
And she kind of like bites her lower lip and says, well, I guess that will remain to be seen, won't it?
You slide.
I just waggle my eyebrows and I'm like, when can I expect you to be at the tavern?
Well, I close my stall at 5 p.m.,
I
so...
can't believe this.
I'll be here to pick you up.
We could thieve it.
And she kind of giggles and gets a little red in the face and says, oh, and you even have manners.
Mama didn't raise no fool, let me say.
And then she looks at the rest of the group and says, but the price still stands, 450 gold.
Oh, I wasn't worried about the price, babe. I just want to hang out with you.
Babe, I can't fucking breathe.
Oh,
And you, and
Okay,
you
about
see her
that
get
sword.
and you see her get even more red in the face.
Anyways,
Mm.
what do you have for deception?
She says, yes, of course. Back to business. And turns around and you see what looks to be like a wooden coat rack, with a cloak hanging off of it. And she takes it off and puts it on and says, well, there's this. It doesn't require attunement. And she says, watch this, and thinks for a second, and the cloak goes from a dark green color to just all jet black. And it adds +1 to stealth check.
Let's see what's in the burger. I'll take the sword.
Okay.
Gold.
So yeah, 450 gold.
Okay, that.
I hate wasting so much money on this.
I put the singing blade stats in Discord.
So +1 for stealth to say. How much is the cloak?
125 gold.
That's better than the sword. I'll take it.
It's
Yeah,
better
I
than.
think we need to find some work to do.
And when Dixie wanders off with her new hat to try to find the closest alcohol.
Very rare. Wow.
While I'm doing that, who's not actively engaged right now in this like thing?
Me? I'm kind of casually slagging them off.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to you like and just kind of like side whisper and be like, I'm trying to get us a bardic ally, and wink wink, and tell you that I'm gonna go search for some quote unquote romantic spot to take her this evening. Wink wink,
No.
nudge nudge.
Being that I've been here before, do I know anything of the sort?
Roll a history check.
19.
Oh,
Crit
that's
20.
Oh,
19, okay.
No.
So, you notice from the docks on your way into town that along the pathways and like the cobblestone squares, that there were almost small mini park-like areas that were very lush and green with like bushes and large palm trees growing out of them. And they're kind of spread out in different places around the town.
Whisper about this like romantic little like, greenery area. So when
Hey.
Dixie and give you a little like bump on the shoulder, like you go get him.
And you know that some are like near large ornate fountains, and others are near like temples with large columns in the background, like flame torchlight coming out.
okay. I want the most out of those spots, just for reference later. I'd want the most secluded spot that's
Oh,
also
God.
cute looking. I don't want anybody to interrupt us.
I also
You're gonna do a murder.
No, that's
Probably.
not me.
You're a player character. I expect the worst.
I mentioned to Winn-Dixie, we don't actually have a tavern we're staying at. Do you mind helping me look for one?
Yeah, I'll use my hat to help him go find a place, but I also want to find
Well, that's
some fine wines, like, you know, make like a little like picnic basket, whatever I think is gonna impress her. I'll roll.
I need to remember to add
Okay.
+1 every time you roll stealth check because I can't modify on Roll20.
Well, everybody did buy quite a bit of like produce, and they got like the crab, seafood. You can definitely go to the vendor if you want to pick up like your own stuff of that nature.
I just want wine and cheese, like, you know, like a
a
finger-
fine cheese
did
ball.
someone
Yeah, yeah.
help me with the putting the singing blade into my inventory.
and a blanket. I'll go find a rug or something.
So,
So you can
since
just let me know how much
Okay.
that costs.
So yeah,
Since-
we'll say for all of that, like going around to different merchants for all of that, it'll be like 5 gold for everything.
Okay, cool.
Since
you
Winn-Dixie
found a
is
sword.
helping me,
I'm supposed to do
what?
the thing. I
What?
need to figure out how to.
And that's
Um,
including fine wine, right?
Yes.
Add it as an item into your inventory thing, and then take its description and put it as like a feature or something.
Yeah,
And
there's
then just
a
write the name of the phone.
there should be a little plus button just above attacks and spellcasting, and you can add it in there.
I know, but like, what? I don't really know what stats to put in there. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. So, what's the stat for the sword? Is it strength, dex, con, intelligence?
I don't know.
Constitution sword. No, is
Yeah.
it a
I
short
know
sword
it
or a
was
long sword?
1d6
Damn.
plus something.
It's a short sword.
Okay, so you could
So-
use dexterity or strength for it.
Okay. And it's slashing.
Yeah. So it'd be if you're better.
God damn it, my thing keeps connecting to the Discord on my phone.
I'm just gonna roll a quick test.
And then tick saving throw at the bottom.
Okay.
Put it as charisma. Then put DC flat. And then enter 12. In the number. Got that?
Okay, so whoever I'm helping go find a tavern, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna tell you my game plan is to like romance her so that way next time we come back, I can like help get cheaper items, you know?
Yeah.
This is meant to be
Slide
like
down.
an ally in town. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So,
Okay.
should I roll investigation with advantage since I'm being helped?
Yes, to look for a tavern.
Yeah.
I also have the hat on.
That's gonna be a 22.
Okay. So looking around, a little bit away from the docks, further into the town square, you do see what looks to be a tavern. You see a sandstone building with barrels out front of it.
Is this a fancy tavern?
It's not super fancy.
Can I
It's
find-
it's not like, it's not like in the dumps, but it's not like super high end.
Can I
Can
find
I
a
check?
fancier one?
Can I check to see if I know if there's any taverns in town?
Yes. Hadrada, to look for a different one, you would have to actually leave the town square and kind of find out which parts of town are considered like the nicer part.
Can I do that?
Yes. And Tony, you can roll a history check.
It's a 9.
9. You haven't been here in a while, and it's kind of hard to remember what kind of stuff is around.
Ah.
So,
Tourism
Hadrada,
option.
you would have to either talk to people that look like locals to find out like what areas of town are nicer
Mm-hmm.
than where you're at now, or you can just kind of blindly wander around in a certain direction.
I'm going to start by asking a local. So I go up to the nearest person and say, "Hello, my good sir. Sorry to bother you on the street, but I and my friend here are a bit new to this town. I was wondering what the fanciest part of town would be."
And he says, well, the further south you go, the nicer things get, closer to the governor's palace.
So I head further south in search for a nicer tavern.
Yes.
I'll be like 3 seconds. Okay.
Should I roll investigation again?
Yeah. We'll say that you start heading south and start looking around.
19.
Okay. So this time you find a different tavern that looks a fairly good step up from the one that you saw previously. Instead of stone or sandstone that it's made out of very nice dark mahogany wood, and everything has nice like stone trimming on it, and it seems like a lot nicer than the one closer to the dock. And it's called the Traveler's Gambit.
I ask Winn-Dixie, does this look nice enough for you?
I nod, yeah. Yep, this'll be good.
I head inside the tavern. Are you gonna follow me, Winn-Dixie?
Yep, I follow.
Okay. So you walk in, and looking around at the crowd of people around you, they're dressed in very nice, like, nobleman's clothes, and very nice, like, merchant silk. The tavern owner is behind the bar. It is a male tabaxi.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
That's all good.
And she says, "Welcome, welcome to the Traveler's Gambit."
How much would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How many people do we have?
5.
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5. Yeah. How much would 5 rooms cost?
40 gold per night
For all of them?
for all the rooms. Yes.
Sure, I'll pay that.
She says, "Pleasure doing business. Can I get you anything else?"
What's your finest alcohol?
Well, we have fine bottles of wine for 20 gold.
What about vodka? What's your strongest alcohol? Highest alcohol content, actually.
Am I with you?
Probably not.
Yeah, cool.
The highest alcohol we have is a locally made spirit, and that costs 30 gold per shot.
Ooh. Do you have any cheaper options?
We have a cheaper variety that's 15 gold per shot.
I'll take that.
And she says, "Very well," and hands you a shot glass, pours it up with a very clear looking liquid.
And I take a quick... I actually decide to savor it a little bit.
Okay.
Sure.
It's very thick feeling in your mouth, almost like a syrup, and it's very, very strong.
Oh, I got my money's worth then.
And it kind of burns your nose as you, like, swish it around in your mouth and swallow it. You can feel, like, heat coming out of your nose.
Then
And there's just a warming sensation in your stomach after it hits your stomach.
So this is pretty good then.
Yeah, roll a constitution save.
I knew that was coming.
11.
11. From the one shot, you do feel the effects of the alcohol almost immediately.
Well, at least I'm not blackout drunk.
No, you're not drunk, but you definitely have that buzz.
Okay, good.
So you can tell this is a very fine alcohol, even though it's not even the most expensive they have. It's well made and it's strong.
And I say, thank you very much. So, I head back to the town square, whether with Winn-Dixie or not, and I say to everyone, I bought us rooms at a very fine tavern tonight. All of us rooms.
John Hydrata, you're such a lad, thank you.
Did you just call me a lap?
Yeah, you're a lad. You're a right lad, you're one of the lads.
Oh, I thought you said lap.
No, you're not a lad.
Hey, I'd rather
not
you think
my
we can
news.
get some jobs there, like to get some money back.
Possibly.
Yeah, we could ask.
There's lots of noblemen, so we could probably find someone who has a job for us.
True.
Okay, so are you heading back to the tavern? Or are you still looking around the merchants?
I'll head back to the tavern.
Me too.
So will I.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the time, and I'll head over to her when it's time.
Okay. So as you start leaving the market area, you walk by a stall that you hadn't previously noticed, and you see an old, balding gnomish man at the back of the stall at a little table, like working and cranking on something on the table. And as you walk by, he said, "What are you doing there? Trying to steal my ideas, are you?"
What?
No,
Stare at him like,
And he says, "Keep walking, shove off!" And like
That
kind of
was the-
hunches over what he was working on.
are you like hammered
Totally.
or?
Tony, just let it be. And
Just leave it
that
be.
was the plan before you yelled at us, and I just keep walking.
And he says, "That's right. Keep walking. You're not gonna steal my tricks of the trade."
Jesus Christ,
What is
sir.
he doing? He's hammering on something, you said.
Don't investigate, just keep walking.
Okay, okay. Actually, roll persuasion. I'll see if you can convince me.
That's a net.
Nah, yeah, I'm coming, I'm coming.
Okay,
You're gonna
so-
roll smooth.
Alright, so then you guys just continue onto the tavern.
Yeah. Durgat continues to be the fucking common sense of the group.
This is
I
why
thought
we
that's
have
Tony.
you.
I thought Tony was the common sense of the group.
Not anymore.
Tony's only sometimes the common sense now.
We're sharing the common sense.
Sharing the common sense.
It's like
Yeah.
how Alex and I share a brain cell.
Yeah, Tony and I share the brain cell of the group. I have the brain cell when magic is involved, or literally anything else that like could be anything else that could be bought, not in general, because he is like common sense for Andrada to not make him fucking die of alcohol poisoning or whatever.
Well, while we're heading over there, I'm gonna try and find someone who looks a little bit down on the docks. Not poor, not homeless, just a bit sad.
Luffy's been very nice to us today.
Okay, roll investigation check.
You know what?
I wonder why.
Not gonna help you.
Investigation?
Yep.
17.
Fuck.
Okay, you see what looks to be a fisherman sitting on the dock. The fishing pole that he's using, it has a snapped line that he's holding in his hands, and he's just looking somewhat upset about it.
Oh, I genuinely feel bad now. I'm gonna use mending on his fishing line to try and repair the line.
I would
Okay.
think you would join my cult.
You repair the line, and it adds like another 2 feet of line to it, but it does not replace the hook.
I tell him, why don't we go buy a hook?
And he says, "Why such the act of kindness, stranger?"
Well, you see, I'm feeling very generous today, and also I'm part of an organization that's trying to help people.
Organization.
It is an organization. It might just be 2 people, but you can't get him there.
And
He
he
is
says,
organized.
The rest of us is at the tavern, right?
"What's that?"
Yeah.
The rest of us is at the tavern, right?
Well, no,
No.
you're still heading tavern. You
Oh,
haven't
okay.
made it there yet.
I'm hanging
Um,
around the town square waiting for 5.
Okay. And the fisherman kind of says, "Well, what makes you think I need your help?" And he pulls out an
You just-
extra. He pulls out an extra hook from his little block tackle and ties it to the line and recasts the pole.
Nothing, you just seemed a bit sad, and I was thinking maybe I could help you retake life, make you feel like you could do anything.
And he just says, "What are you on about?"
I hand him one of my prayer books.
And he takes it and doesn't even look at it and immediately throws it in the water
You bastard!
and says, "Shove off, weirdo."
I kick him into the sea.
Okay. So
No.
you kick him into the sea, and he falls in, and he climbs up and says, "You bloody little shit! I'll get you for this." Roll initiative.
I'd like to stand behind Andrada intimidatingly to see if I can intimidate him out of fighting.
Well, it's too late now.
Oh, well, if you're already murdering, then I guess.
One
I'm
second,
just
I need
saying,
this
you're like, yep, not helping him. He did it. He did that to me.
I mean, I'll roll, but I won't necessarily join in. I'll just be
Okay.
on turn order.
I
Like, I'm probably gonna skip all the time. There we go.
Okay. Hadrada, you go first.
Well, technically it'd be Tony, but Tony's probably not gonna do anything.
Nah, yeah, I'm just chilling.
I use Burning Hands, or no, I use Thunder Wave, but I make sure it doesn't, with my Sculpt spells, I make sure it doesn't hit Tony.
Oh, I'm behind you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's whatever from wherever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna
Okay,
cast it at level 2.
Okay, go ahead. DC 15.
8, no, wait, 13, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18,
That is an 11.
21. So he takes 21 damage then, and gets flung back into the sea.
He instantly dies as you do this, and you hear the crowd of people behind you scream and start running and calling for the guards.
I use
Yeah.
Mask of
Can't
Many
believe
Faces.
it.
I use Mask of Many Faces to make myself look different and jump into the sea as well.
I can't believe this. I can't fucking believe
And
this.
as you do, a group of 10
Oh my-
guards comes running up to the edge of the dock and starts surveying around.
I climb up and
So
say,
Nice things.
I climb up and out of the sea.
They do see you in the water, and pull out their swords and say, "You, get up here. Explain what's going on."
I don't know, there was this wizard or something. He just, like, he attacked this fisherman, and no, he didn't attack the fisherman attacked him. But then he just went berserk and used some sort of spell, and then he knocked me in, and I'm just so scared. He disappeared. I have no clue where he went.
So bad.
Roll a deception check.
Do I get advantage for that amazing performance?
No.
Use
Yeah.
your inspiration.
Oh, I'm
You
gonna
haven't
use my
used it yet.
inspiration. So I'm gonna add a d6 to that roll.
Finally.
Watch him roll a 1.
So that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17? Okay.
You're just
Wow, you
lucky.
added up.
The guard looks around and sees the floating body of the fisherman and looks at you and looks around and says, "So, which way did this wizard go then?"
I'm not sure. He just disappeared in the cloud of smoke, but I think he probably went south. He couldn't have gone north since that's where the ocean is.
And the guard says, "Well, stick around town. We're opening an investigation and we might need you to answer more questions later on. We'll find you.
I can't believe this.
If you leave town before we talk to you, though, we'll take it as an admission of guilt and hunt you down."
Okay, very good then. I'll help you in any way I can. Speaking of which, does that count as an innocent? Mr. DM? Mike?
You are on your way to the tavern
Yeah.
still.
Okay,
I
wait,
thought we were
sorry,
watching.
my thing disconnected. Does that count as an innocent?
What's that?
Does that count as an innocent?
Yeah, I would say so.
Hooray!
So,
You don't say that out loud, please.
I do not say that out loud, no.
Does that count as an innocent? Mr. Guard, did I kill an innocent man? Is he dead? Did I murder an innocent human being? Thank the Lord.
So as the guard tells you this, he sees a green flash come from the body in the water and dissipates into the air. And he says, "What the bloody hell was that?"
I just like look in terror. Like, what are you talking about?
And he says, "The green flash. What was
I
that?"
look into
I have no clue.
and try and suss out what it was.
And he kind of looks like dumbstruck and says, "Anyway, where are you staying at? We'll have more questions for you. What is your name?"
Can I message Hadrada at this point? And say, you're not staying anywhere, you're a traveler passing through town, you don't have to stay here.
I'm not.
Right?
I'm not staying anywhere. I'm just a traveler passing through town.
Well, you're not traveling anywhere anytime soon.
Do you have anywhere I might be able to stay?
You can get a room at the tavern, or you can stay in the dungeons. The choice is yours.
I'd prefer not to stay at the dungeons. I'll go to a nice tavern down south.
Then I would definitely get a room at the tavern and stick around then.
What's the tavern down south called? The Traveler's Gambit or something?
Yeah, the Traveler's Gambit.
You don't need to know. You're not staying there. You don't exist. You're Hadrada, not a random peasant that climbed out of the water.
And he
A
says,
random peasant won't exist in the morning.
And he says, "What is your name?"
Oh, my name is Travis Hailstorm.
Roll a deception check.
Hey, that's my last name for my dodgy character. I'm Hailstorm.
19. Wait, I just rolled initiative. Can I keep the initiative roll and just can I keep
No.
it 16?
No, roll deception.
Damn it. Oh! Ouch.
Oh shit!
You see the guard notice you stammer over your words and your nervous look, and he kind of halfway unsheaths his sword and says, "Why are you lying to us, Travis?"
Travis?
I'm not lying to you. I'm just so nervous. I'm sorry.
I'm just so scared.
I'm just so scared.
He does
Yeah,
not
so-
believe you and says, "I'll ask you again. What is your name, and why are you lying to us?"
Okay, I'll tell you my name. I am your mother. No, I'm just kidding.
Eldritch Blast!
My name is Eldritch Blast! No, my name is Africa, fuck you! No, okay.
The 10 other guards
No, I'm just kidding.
unsheath their sword.
I say to him, I'm sorry, that's my brother's name. My name is, Daedric Hailstorm.
Roll a deception check.
God damn it, one of these has to work.
At disadvantage this time because they don't believe you.
Oh god.
Okay,
Come
1
on.
second, let me...
Can I swan in as Axton Hailstorm? I don't want to be associated with you though.
Another one!
I can't.
Can, someone aid me so that
The die have
I
already
could.
been rolled. The die have
I
already
could,
been
but
rolled.
The problem is,
Me-
I'm actually Tony.
Blue ass, yeah, which is the problem.
So,
If I
oh,
help
sorry, my
you-
mentally ill brother.
They won't recognize you tomorrow, but they'll see me. They'll know who I am.
so the guard, upon this, unsheaths his sword and says, "It's him. He's trying to lie to us and deceive us." And the 10 other guards unsheath their swords and form a circle around you.
Oh, Christ,
You can
I am
either
so
you can either give up and go quietly or roll initiative.
I'll go quietly.
bad. No. Okay. Do you
Okay.
know what? Fine. Die then.
Die then.
The guards pull out a pair of shackles and
Stop!
shackle your hands, and another pair to shackle your legs and tie a chain between. And they say, "Come with us, scum!" And they start marching you off to the dungeons.
Jesus.
Don't worry, I can get out of this. I don't say that out loud.
Can I have Sam suspectly follow them?
Sure.
He's a weasel. No one's gonna suspect a weasel of busted someone out of prison.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can have Sam follow them.
Nice. Go on, Sam.
And as he does, you see them marching towards the governor's palace, going through the door, down the stairs, and Hadrada is placed into the dungeon and chained to the wall.
Sam's gonna like hang out with him in the dungeon, so he has like a way of talking to me.
I yelled,
They
but to
did.
be fair, he tried to attack me first.
They didn't take his stuff. He still has his armor and several weapons.
No, they've taken all of his items. Like, you're essentially completely...
However, I'm a warlock, so I don't actually need a spell book to cast spells.
To get
True
some
that.
of them. I'd like to go back to the tavern, if that's quite alright.
Okay, so
Yes.
you rejoin the rest of the group, and you start heading to the tavern.
Wait.
At-
As soon as I rejoined the rest of the group, I said, guys,
What happened?
Yes.
wants to go on a heist.
No, what happened?
I'm still waiting in. I have no
Group
idea
huddle.
this happened. I'm still in City Square waiting on the 5 p.m.
Group huddle.
And at this point, it's about 3 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, I'm still just chilling. I don't know anything that's going on.
Tony,
And I
what
whisper.
happened?
What happened?
Andrada fucking killed a guy and got arrested.
That's his fault. That's just his fault.
Like, he went up to the fisherman, he was like, hey, I can help you. He's like, my book. He's like giving books to people now. The fisherman was kind of a dick to him, so he pushed him in the water. The fisherman went to attack him, and he fucking thunder waved him to death. And the guards arrested him, but he was in disguise, so they don't know it's him. They think it's some random peasant. Called like.
What?
Oh.
He used my alias as well. What a
Retro-
dick. It's like,
Retroactively, as Hadrada is taken into the dungeon and chained on the wall, the spell he has up falls instantly as soon as he gets into the dungeons.
Why would that be?
Because
It's,
there's an anti-magic field in the dungeons where
Ah,
no
damn.
magic works.
I can't fucking believe this.
I know.
I should have fought.
And Sam says there's an anti no.
Wait, can Sam get to the dungeon? Because Sam is quite literally a spell.
I didn't cast him in the dungeon, but he did walk in. So does Sam dematerialize instantly?
Yes, he does, because he's a magic construct.
No.
And Sam fucking died when he tried to go in. So there's clearly some kind of dodgy, no familiar thing.
Okay, so I could try and break him out. Like, I'm pretty sneaky and I did buy this cloak, but it's gonna
Yeah,
make
but
I'm
the
gonna
cloak
need
won't work. It's
I
You
know,
wear
but-
your cloak of invisibility. It's actually much better.
yeah, it's not gonna like this shit is not gonna work, okay? I mean
Is
I
the box
can
of oranges magic?
probably.
In the dungeon.
Let's be honest.
A box of oranges.
It's not explicitly stated, so I'll say that is a physical guise, not a magic one.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm gonna need a distraction. As long as if there's a distraction, I can use the opportunity to sneak.
No, I'm sorry.
Distraction.
I'm sorry. On the description, it is listed as a wondrous magic item.
Okay.
Sorry.
I can be the distraction. I can 100% be the distraction.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna need to have distracted the guards. Like at least make the best performance of your lifetime. So they drop like their
You fucking
whatever,
ass.
and we could just here's the thing. We'd best do it at night, but it would be weird
Oh, yeah.
if someone just suddenly started playing at night. I mean,
I don't have to
It
play
doesn't have
at
to be
night. I can
playing.
also seduce them.
that's like
I
multiple.
was gonna suggest we force a bar brawl.
You gotta seduce several dudes, but I mean, what
No,
do
no,
you
no.
do?
What
You have
a
to seduce
problem.
one dude and have him punch someone else. The guards have to do something.
That's true. I could be like seduce someone and then seduce someone else and then drag both of them in front of the guards and then be like, there he is, the man that hurt my heart so much, and then they are gonna fight and then the guards are gonna do something about it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: who's gonna seduce the second one? I mean, I could try,
No,
but I
no.
don't know if they.
I could seduce
She
both of them.
seduces both of them.
Ah, okay, but they don't know about each other.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is how that works.
Okay, and I can try and use I got 2 disguise kits. I could use one of them. I mean, they're not magical; it's literally just some fucking makeup. So, so my face isn't as recognizable in case
Someone
something
get
goes wrong.
the James Bond tune.
Dun, 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 dun,
Doesn't
dun,
it
don't
right?
get copyright.
Someone get a different. Someone get a legally distinct spy music tune. And I'll head to the tavern to plan out the heist.
Okay. So you rejoin the group, and the group heads to the tavern.
Yeah.
Except for when Dixie
Yeah,
apparently
It's
was
just
still
the 3 of
waiting.
us now.
Yeah. Okay, so walking up to the Traveler's Gambit, you see 2 different groups of adventurers out front of it, similar to your group, arguing with each other and pointing and waving a notice around. And you hear them, you can't make out much, but you hear them say something about, "This contract is mine." Don't even bother going after it. We have the right to it, not you.
I'll walk over. Whoa, gentlemen. Let's calm down. What
And
were
as
these
you-
contracts?
And as you do, the two groups stop, like, arguing with each other and look at you and say, "Who are you walking up on us like this? This
I'm
contract
just
is ours! Shove off!"
No, I'm not after this contract. I'm a humble local paladin. It's the House Watches.
He says, "Then what do you want, Paladin?"
I just want to calm down the discourse. Maybe we can come to some kind of agreement.
This is none of your business. Shove off.
Sir, can I like join in and be like, this is very much of war business if you're gonna stand here and annoy literally everyone in the tavern by like fighting like, no, this is mine, and no, this is mine. Could you just at least take it like outside instead of standing here and being like, yeah, and at least like do it civil and not be like, in front, like up about in everybody's face, because it's quite frankly, it's really fucking annoying.
As you say that, in the first group, there's a large half-orc barbarian, and he walks up to you and like puts his finger in your chest and says,
No, he doesn't. I step between them.
and says, "What are you doing, little bard?"
What are you doing, half-orc bastard?
And he
Pointing
looks at
fingers.
And he looks at- and he looks at you.
Talia and like, oh, what are you looking at, bitch?
She's just like, don't touch me.
and he looks at
I will break your fucking. Take your hand off of my chest right fucking now. Just take this bullshit outside. I don't know how hard it is for you. Just take it outside.
he looks around and says, "We are outside, dummy."
And take it somewhere where it's not up.
It's a figure of speech, dummy.
And the half-orc looks at Tony. Tony is a good 3 to 4 inches shorter than this half-orc
3
barbarian.
to 4 inches, ooh.
And he kind of cracks his knuckles and says, "What are you going to do about it?" And
Sir.
gives you like a slight shove.
A shite shove.
I'm gonna tell you what. Can
And
I?
he says, "Best be on your way before you get hurt."
Hold on.
Well, we can call the guards because you did just threaten our lives, you know?
Exactly. And also, why don't you just like, I don't know, team up and do it together? Like, what would you, like, is that so hard to work together with other people? Like, just team up together, do it together, earn the money together as a group, and like, then split it?
There's a human sorcerer in the second group that looks to you and looks to the other group and says, "They don't even know what it is. They don't even know what we have. Do you not know what this is?" And holds up the paper and says, "This not only gets you 500 gold, but it gets you an invitation to fight in the arena. It's only for one group, not two. That's why it's ours."
Who had it first? Who had it first?
And both of them unanimously says, "We had it first."
I just said, what is...
And they look at each other and say, "No, we had it first."
What?
Shut up, all of you, shut
Okay.
the fuck up.
And then the argument begins all over again, and they start paying you no more mind.
Just let them be. If they want to bash their brains that the guards are gonna come, they're gonna join Hadrath and the
That's
fucking
right,
dungeons.
this man tried to physically assault.
You do see on the billboard that they're standing in front of, there is another copy of the contract,
No. I'll take that.
but they seem to be standing very close to it, and you'd have to like find a way
I'll
around them
cast
to get
Find Familiar and regain Sam as a weasel.
it. Okay, so Sam pops up in a puff of smoke, like,
Hey, Sam. I look at Sam, and I look at the notice, and Sam looks at the notice like in unison with me. And he knows. And Sam's gonna try and scamper up and steal his notice.
okay, so he like scampers in between the feet of all the other adventurers and climbs up like the leg of the notice board and gets up to the notice and like uses his little weasel claws to kind of latch onto it and drop down, ripping it clean off the board. And he puts it in his mouth and like drags it back over to you.
Oh, Sam, you're the best. I pick him up and give him a little pat on the head for a job
I
well
just,
done.
I whisper
As-
And I
as-
read notes.
As he does, though, a rogue in the second group kind of looks down and sees it and goes to stomp on Sam. As he sees him dragging it away, roll a dexterity check for Sam.
I'd like to protect Sam as of protection, giving the rogue disadvantage to stomp on him.
Okay, so that will be.
So does that mean Sam has an advantage on his dexterity?
Can Azia, like, as a distraction, like, just pick on the, like, with her...
I don't think you can stack disadvantage like this.
So at disadvantage, that's still a 13.
Okay. And Sam's got a pretty good dexterity.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll dexterity for Sam.
Let me read. There we go.
Come on, Sam.
I just, while it's going, I'll just look at Tony and Talia and just whisper, they do realize that
20?
you just pretend to be one group, right?
Yeah, it's what I've been trying to tell them.
20. Sam lives.
20, yeah. So as the rogue's foot goes to stomp down on Sam, he sees it coming and, like, in a serpentine pattern, like, darts out of the way and makes it back to you.
Good boy.
I pick up Sam and I shoot the rogue a look like, you try and kill my weasel again and you will be dirt.
And
You will be a jammy stain on the floor. You will no longer exist.
and the rogue says, "What the hell is this?"
I don't say that out loud. I communicate that through stare.
And-
read the note.
Weasel. Have you never seen a fucking weasel before?
And the rogue, like, goes to say something else about it, but then hears one of the other adventurers from the other group, like, say something, and, like, joins back into the argument.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
Cunt. So I'd like to read the note. Don't stand on my fucking
We should
weasel.
probably go inside before we do
Let's
it.
go inside.
Yeah,
go
I'm
inside.
off at 9 and then reading.
Okay, so all of you head in. There's still quite a bit of, like, nobly dressed patrons there and merchants and stuff.
Cool.
The tabaxi barkeep is still behind the counter.
We have the keys to the rooms.
Yeah. Yes, she did give you the key. So yeah.
Quadrado's the keys and Quadrado's in the dungeon.
I just have a ton of keys on me. What are all these keys for?
You're trying them on all the locks to make sure they might work. I'll sit down somewhere at the bar and peruse the note while we think of how to break a Drada out of prison.
Is it 5 yet?
What's that?
Is it 5 yet?
It's close. It's about like 4 or 4.
Okay, dope. I'm still at the bar at the square. I still don't know any of this has happened.
Drada's imprisoned. We're trying to like sort.
Did you come tell me at the city square? Or you guys at the?
No, we just went to the dam and we haven't told you.
Exactly. I'm just
I'll
chilling.
come and tell you later.
Alright,
Can't you
dope.
cast message?
Yeah, but I have to be able to see them.
Yeah, you have to point at them.
Yeah, I have to point at them.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
as you
so-
enter the tavern, the two groups like come in behind you like a little bit after, like no longer arguing but still like not talking to each other, and they all like walk in, go to the bar, get drinks, find a table, and you see that the first group consists of the half-orc barbarian,
Fucker.
a wood elf ranger, a kinku rogue, and a human druid. And the second group consists of a human sorcerer, a wood elf paladin, a tiefling cleric, a gnome rogue, and a tiefling warlock.
Cool.
And they're just kind of silently sitting at the tables, drinking, kind of looking at each other with like glaring looks.
Can I shoot the barbarian, like a look? Like,
Hold on, you can shoot the barbarian.
No, shoot him with a look.
Catalia summons gun and casts.
Hardrada? Wait, okay. I know I'm not here, but imagine Hardrada gets killed. But wait, he doesn't. He becomes the BBEG.
That's literally what's happening.
But yeah, you can try to roll an intimidation check.
Fucking. No, like.
I'm
gonna go throw
gonna
something
help.
away.
I'm gonna help.
touch me. Like.
Fuck.
bitch. Oh, fuck.
So he actually rolled an 8. So as you look over at him and like shoot him a look and try to intimidate him, you see him like put his hand on the hilt of his sword and like grip it very tight and shoot you like an even dirtier look. And you kind of avert your eyes and just look down to the ground.
Fair, okay.
I pat Talia on the back. Just don't bother. This guy looks like his IQ is fucking room temperature. So.
Anyways, should I go around and try to seduce people, and then have them meet
We
up
don't
at a
wanna
certain
wait
time
till
at a
night.
certain place?
Just seduce the guards straight. I think that'd be best option.
That's
I
a lot
mean-
of guards you have to seduce, though.
No, mind
Maybe I
that
could
they're like two separate guards and like let them fight because it'll be personal
Maybe
to
I
the
could
other guards and they're
seduce
most likely
Yeah.
just run out.
Maybe I could
But would they
seduce
fight each
multiple
other?
guards?
Probably.
Maybe I could seduce like multiple guards and then like have them all go to different locations because I'm like, oh, there has been someone has stolen something from me there and someone
A
has
man has
stolen
fallen
there
into
and
the river in Lego City. That could work. So we have seduce a lot of people option for
That's
the
religion.
direct, which is direct, like, deception. Or seduce two people option, which is like, worse on deception but better on the amount of people we need to seduce.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just need enough time to run to the get into the dungeon, free Hadrada, which should actually be pretty well, not pretty easy, but like nothing I couldn't do. And then get out with him, and well, the moment we leave the dungeon, like literally just put my cloak of invisibility on top of him, so so they can't see him.
Can I have Sam go find Winn-Dixie? I'll do that. Sam, in this time, is going to find Winn-Dixie.
I'll be right back.
Is it 5 yet?
Mike is gone.
Oh, Mike's gone.
We did a new mic.
Don't worry.
But like,
Okay, yes. So let's say Sam finds me, right? So what are you saying to?
Sam can't speak, he is a weasel.
Yeah, I know, but what is Sam doing? Is Sam just like chilling with me? I'm not just gonna have a weasel on my date?
So, like, Sam's like, he's gonna try his best to communicate in some way that shit's gone down by, like, mime, I guess.
And Winn-Dixie, it is about 5 o'clock.
Alright, dope.
Weasel
mime. He sent Sam to try to mime what's happening. Can you make Sam do a performance check?
Yeah, have Sam do a performance check.
Oh, he's got a -4 to charisma. He's terrible at mime. He rolled a 17, it's a 13 overall.
Okay. So, yeah, Sam makes it to Winn-Dixie and starts, like, trying to mime something to her, and she kind of gets the general idea that something is not right.
Somebody's lost in the well?
Yeah,
Someone
pretty
fell
much.
down the well?
Sam's mind consists of him, like, crouching down to be, like, little and fat, like, "Brrr." And then, like, he does the mime of, like, the jail cell, which is, like, the mime bars, and he's, like, stuck in the invisible box, and he gets a bit carried away, and he's like, I now grab the rope that takes me to the treadmill. He's, like, just having fun miming.
And Winn-Dixie kind of understands that at some point soon, she should probably go meet up with the rest of the group and find out.
But not
what's
right
going on.
now. So I'm gonna go,
Go on your date. Go
to
on
the
your date.
half hell,
Sam looks at
and
you
I'm gonna have my
expectantly.
date. I'm gonna take her
Before-
to that spot.
Before you leave, Sam looks at you like, do you want me here, or do you want me to fuck off?
can I just?
I shrug, like, you can do what you want. I don't mind.
Can I just say, aside from the persuasion roll, look how well I'm rolling on religion.
What?
Wait, what are you doing?
Religion while you're in prison.
Yeah, you're praying.
I'm praying to
Why
Korn.
not? Sam's got nothing better to do.
I'm back.
Okay,
Sam
dope.
Sam's sticking around on the date, like the
Just,
third meal.
Yeah, just, don't, like, be on me,
No,
like,
no,
don't-
Sam's not gonna
yeah.
be pestery. He's just
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
chill.
Dope.
So
Okay.
yeah, you go back to the Lutes and Lears shop, and you see Tomasi locking up and coming out.
Hey girl, what's up?
Oh god.
And she kind of sees you and says, "Oh, well, if it isn't the persistent little halfling, tell me, what do you have in store for us tonight?"
I've got a little secluded spot with some wine and some cheese.
And she says, "Well, the finer thing. I do appreciate that."
I know how to treat a girl, what can I say?
And she puts out her hand and says, "Well then, shall we?"
I take her hand and I lead her to the spot.
Okay. So yeah, you make it to the spot. It's a very nice, like, lush green area. It's starting to get a little bit dark, so, you know, there's like an orange glow low in the sun, and it's mostly being taken over by like a darker starry sky. There's palm trees around you and nicely like manicured and trimmed bushes, and it's very nice. There's like a bench and a small like stone table.
Cool. I'm gonna take the blanket and I'm gonna lay it out next to one of the palm trees, and like,
Okay.
you know, take out the wine and the cheese and gesture for her to sit
Do
down.
you have glasses too, or are you two gonna just?
Oh, I have glasses. I'm a
Straight out of
drunk.
the bottle?
Okay. Don't assume what I have and what I don't have. Okay.
And she follows suit and sits down onto the blanket and looks around and says, "Oh, beautiful night, isn't it?"
It is quite a beautiful night, but there's somebody much more beautiful next to me.
Jesus Christ.
And she says, "Oh, you're too flattering, truly.
Jump cut to the tavern.
You're not starstruck by my fame now, are you? Just using me for my body, are you?"
Well, is your fame for your body or for your voice?
Sam's in the corner with like his hand against his mouth, like, oh, fuck.
And she kind of like puts her hand on top of yours and says, "Well, I'll let you choose."
Okay.
Getting
I'm
down
just
with
gonna, like,
the-
I just want to go through like the. I don't want to make this more awkward. For everybody. I just want to go through the traditional date scene of me like feeding her cheese, and like pouring her wine, and like lighting a candle, and pointing out stars, and being like, you know, like it's this, and we're like sharing stories back and forth.
Yeah, and it's a very personal and romantic night.
Dope. Do I learn anything about her?
You do learn that she was born and raised in Kabas and
Okay.
began traveling around to all the different continents, making a name for herself, and only recently settled back into Kabas roughly 2 or 3 years ago to open her bard shop. She says that she felt the stress of the road beginning to catch up with her and decided for a more stationary
Wait a
life, at
second.
least for a moment.
I'm such a fucking idiot.
Yes,
I
you
could have
are.
cast Spare the Dying on that dude.
So, I'm
Well, no,
Gonna,
he was like dead instantly. He only had like 10 hit points, and you did like 25 damage,
I did 21.
21. So it's past his max hit
Fucking
point level.
murdered him.
Yeah, he was instantly dead.
I should
Sorry,
not have cast that.
Sorry,
It's all good.
go ahead.
Continue
Wendy.
in Dixie.
So I'm gonna talk to her, and I'm gonna start broaching like a conversation about like, one of my friends that you met seems to have had some issues with the law. You know what the normal, like, law procedure is here in
And-
Kabas?
And she says, well, if they're proven guilty, it depends on the crime. They could be sentenced to a year's hard labor or executed in the city square.
Sam.
Let's safe to say that they're gonna be executed then. And then, so I'm just gonna wrap my arms around her and, you know, lead in for a kiss. Not exactly after this moment, 'cause that's a little weird. But
Hey, is my friend gonna die? Yes. Alright, come in.
Alright, cool. Just making
but, you
sure.
know, like over the next little bit, like, you know, sharing stories of my life, like of my siblings, and talking about their death, and just like sharing really personal things to like get her really comfortable, and then in like a really soft moment, lean in.
Okay. And
I
yeah,
want what you have.
she doesn't even like fight it or try to move away. She just goes in for it.
Hell yeah.
Fucking.
Get laid.
Okay. Alright.
And then the camera pans up to the stars.
Yep. That's for the rest of the evening there. Oh. I just take things at her pace. I let her lead.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not gonna like whatever she wants to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just say that the two of you have a magical and wonderful night.
Cool. Let me
You
know
could
if I need
just
to
say
do
they
any con
banged.
savings
No.
or anything.
Because is that an air quote? So
When Dixie roll for make Constitution saving throw, otherwise you'll have an 8 or whatever.
Oh god.
Oh. Are you assuming that because she's a bard she has AIDS? That's kind
No.
of classist.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Your friend is a bard. What are you
Yeah.
trying to say?
Because
Our
These are
she's a
friend
mine.
might have it. No.
It's not because
Also,
she's
it's a
bard, it's because
16.
she could have slept with one other person, she could still have AIDS, okay?
And when Dixie has gonorrhea syphilis.
Gonorrhea syphilis.
Dope.
No, I'm just
What's
fine.
to say I'm not giving it to her?
Oh god. Roll a Constitution attack.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But yeah, you have a wonderful evening though.
So then in the morning, if we're still together,
Well, hold
I'm
on.
gonna make sure that she gets back home safely.
Didn't we want to bail out her
At-
brother
We
tonight?
have
Yeah,
like
I'm not-
nighttime-based heist material to be doing right now.
I know, but I'm just taking one at a time here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay with her up until
Time jumps, guys.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay with her until we finish
Uh-huh.
with whatever
In
the
which
thing
way?
happens to be. Okay, and then I'm gonna take her home and give her like a kiss on the cheek and tell her I'll see her later.
Okay.
But then I need to go help my friend.
Within that same night.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So I would say probably like 5 hours later. Sam's watching all this, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sam knows what happened.
So
Just to be clear, Tony's not watching this. Sam's watching this. I'm not watching this through the eyes of Sam. That'd be really creepy.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing, man. I told
Sam's
you Sam
just
could stay
chilling
around.
out there
What's with
because
you?
he's don't know what to do.
And I'm gonna before I take her home, as I'm like picking things up, I want to try to whisper to Sam, like, go tell them that I'm on my way.
Sam tells me that they're on your way because he can.
Okay, cool.
Doesn't have
yeah,
to go anywhere.
they're mentally connected, aren't you?
Yes.
To some degree. So
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just making sure. You know,
so
I'm
yeah.
on my way. When I'm on my way,
Cool.
and I'm gonna drop her off, and I'm gonna leave on a very like nice note. Give her a kiss. I'm gonna give her the rest of the wine, and I'll say I'll see you later, babe.
okay. And she says, you better come back. And then
I
kinda
told you, halflings. Just hadn't been with the right one yet.
and kinda like in a very flirting way, like kinda gives you like a slap on the chest and says, this better not be a one-time thing.
It won't
And
be, trust me. And
then-
I wink.
And then goes inside and says, thank you for the lovely evening, and heads inside.
Thank you for being wonderful company.
I want what you have. Fuck you.
At this point, Tony testifies said,
And she
so
says,
when Dixie will be back soon.
Okay.
Sam also says things are going nice.
That's a good word.
Whatever that means.
and then
Okay,
she
wait.
like pops back out the door real quick and says, and I hope everything works to your friend.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And I just kind of shrug, and I'm like, I'll tell you the story later. Just go.
Okay.
When you
so
say
yeah,
I'll tell you the story later, Sam looks at you like, no, you won't. Tell this story to anyone.
I just kind of wink at Sam. Can you write her name in chat?
oh the
Yeah.
Hey, how are ya? Yesterday was nice. What's your name?
or no, that's not her name. Sorry.
God, that was
That
close
was-
from going literally very wrong.
Yeah, hold on.
Bard shop
Okay.
owner in
There we go.
Kavas.
Got it.
Kill main bird.
Are you handling prison life well?
It's Delacia.
No.
Oh, there it
There it
is. Lit.
Is her neck made of gold?
God,
Hey.
I wish I had.
There's something about her neck that's gold for sure, let me tell you.
Oh god.
God.
Oh god.
The cop, no.
Fucking
So,
puns.
what Talia knows about her stage last name is that the Golden Throat is from her lovely singing voice.
Exactly.
Oh, I assume. I wasn't actually implying that she's like
I probably heard
not a
bits of
solid gold.
it.
Well, I'm in
She's
prison.
like Midas her neck.
Well, I'm
Are
in
you
prison.
It's like Game of
Um.
Thrones with the Golden Crown.
Lit. Lit.
Well, I'm in
Okay.
prison.
Alright,
call
I'm heading
out-
back to the tavern.
Well, I'm in
Okay.
prison. I call out to Korn and say to him, with the powers of the Intermaritarium, with the powers of the chaos, with the powers of the warp, please transport me out of this place. By the way, warp is not magic. It is, like, it's sort of like hell. So basically, he'd be transporting me to hell and then to Earth again.
Is this like a wish spell?
No, it's not a spell.
It's a plea.
It's a plea, yes.
It's a desperate plea of help.
You get no response.
Not even with my 15 kills.
You get no
You
response.
say that out loud, like, come on!
Even with my 15 kills.
The guard outside the cell goes, oh,
I'm
yeah.
on a kill streak. I've almost
I'm on
got
a
a
kill
new.
streak.
The dice decide all, my man.
Okay.
I didn't make a religion
Alright,
check.
would you say I'm back at the tavern with them now?
Yes, you have left, and you are now back at the tavern. And walking in, like the other two groups of adventurers are still there, and they've begun to like quietly argue again.
As you
Alright,
walk
I'm
in,
gonna take a
giving
big
you
swig.
a face like so.
And I just kind of wink, and I give him the finger guns.
I
Sounds
give,
like
I give
it's-
finger guns back, like, damn right.
it sounds like when
What are you
Dixie's
talking
got a
about?
girlfriend in Kavas.
Do you
Talia,
do?
Okay.
Do you do like the clicking sound, like "Hey"?
Yep.
Yeah, no, she's dating the most famous bard,
Um,
aka my idol.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And
That's where you knew
you
it
should have
from.
slept with her then.
I have a
Okay.
girlfriend.
Well,
What a
sucks for
fucking
you.
roast! You
took
just
a
slept
nap
with my
together?
idol. Well, you should have fucked him then.
I don't know what to tell you.
You had your chance.
Slick
I'm
motherfucker.
happy for you.
Look at
Thank you. What can I say? Once you sleep with a halfling, you can't go back.
Okay.
I mean,
I
like,
don't get it.
Once you go half, you don't go back.
yeah.
My
My
I'm
height
just
is
completely
useful for many.
confused.
My height is useful for many things. Okay.
Oh, Tony, you never read that notice, by the way.
Yes, but it is getting late now, so I probably want to
Alright,
plan
so
for
tell me-
Hadrada's escape.
Oh, what happened?
Oh yeah,
How
I
I got
like
arrested.
cuddle you in quietly.
Okay, so
Don't
he
say
murdered a fisherman. So basically, his crimes finally caught up with him.
Don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
He like, it was like kind of self-defense. Like the fisherman was starting on him, but he did like, so.
He murked him. Okay.
Yeah, he murked him.
So let
So
me
we
tell
need
you
a-
what I found out on my date.
Bust.
Basically,
One
if
hit
he
Lily.
found guilty, he's gonna be executed in the town square.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm shit indeed.
Let's hurry the fuck up then.
We could Knights of Sidonia this.
And keep him under the cloak. Like,
No.
we still need to pick up the weapons.
Now, can
Good
I ask
thing
a
we-
question? Was Sam? How far in was Sam able to get into the house at all, or not? Not at
Oh
all?
yeah. Where did Sam like fucking die?
Right.
So Okay. Basically, what happened was he was taken to the governor's royal palace,
Right.
which is like a medium-sized castle.
Mm-hmm.
He was taken downstairs, and as soon as they hit the threshold for the door of the dungeon, Sam just went out.
But Sam knows where they went in.
Yeah.
Okay. So he knows where they led him to. He just wasn't able to see the rest of the location. So
Yeah,
feasibly-
he followed them like on the path they were following. He didn't really stray away from it, like what else was going.
Dope. Okay. Alright. This is what I'm thinking. I have high stealth. Anybody else got high stealth?
Me, pretty high, I'd say. What's yours?
Mine's 6.
Mine's 11.
Okay, dope. Alright, so you and I need to go in. Do you know sleight of hand?
11.
Okay, cool. So you and I should go in and try and get some keys.
I have thieves' tools here. I can basically get open every single lock.
Alright.
Not
One
100% guaranteed.
none of us know
but-
pass without a trace, right?
What?
No, none of us know pass without trace. Okay. Okay, so what's the game plan here? Are we just like going balls to
I'm
balls
gonna
all over the
smear some
place?
stuff from my disguise kit on my face. Talia's gonna distract the guards and to make it create a distraction so I can get in, or maybe you too.
I also have a tankard full of gunpowder.
Ooh,
Well,
yes.
that's-
Not committing treason.
Well,
As long as they don't know it's me.
we should.
Live here.
Let's keep. Yeah, we should. Keep the gunpowder thing in mind, but not necessarily use it. And my plan is actually get in, get Hadrada out, put the invisibility cloak on him until we leave the city.
Okay.
I
Alright,
trust
I'll
myself
just...
to not fuck up.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to knock out a lone guard, hide him, and put on his clothes.
How should I get him?
You're a
like, I can-
halfling.
Okay, how often are halflings here? Are we
I
rare?
mean, they're not like super rare, but they're not really necessarily native to this area either.
Would they
But
be
they
hired?
do, but they do come in on like boats as travelers, adventurers, stuff with the occasional.
I could argue that on work.
What's
Which
that?
is what
I think you should give it to Tony instead, because Tony,
I feel like Talia would be a better deception
Well-
target,
Yeah.
because you have charisma.
oh yeah, except Talia was gonna distract the guards.
No, yeah, right. Here's
How about I distract the guard
new plan.
and Talia
I can seduce a guard, get him somewhere to knock him out.
uses a single guard, and I distract the rest of them when it's time for y'all to go in.
Well, for me to go in.
Yeah,
I look at when Dixie said, "Do you want to start a tavern brawl?"
hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
But
Hell.
before we do that, Talia, I need your help with the makeup. I'm
Of course.
okay-ish, but I don't trust myself. I have a bit of a bad hand in makeup
The
sometimes.
joy that sparks up in her face.
Make me look like a pretty woman. The benefit of no one knowing what the fuck you are is you pass as a guy and as a girl.
Talia's face just like lights up when you say like I need help with makeup. She just like her face lights up and she's like, yeah, come on, let's go to our room. I can make you look super beautiful.
Yeah, make me look like a woman.
Also, let me ask a question just so I know. Do we really want to save him?
Wow.
It's more like an obligation at this point.
Yeah.
Is that?
Well,
I haven't been with you guys for very long, but I'm just saying, like,
I
He is
kind of
a-
like resurrected
You
him,
know
so I
that
feel
he's-
like it's my responsibility if he fucks
Well-
anything up.
here's the thing. he might not be the nicest person, and well, he is kind of a fucking murderer. But here's the thing. According to him, you know, back then when we accidentally released that ancient evil from that clay pot, yeah, we might want to need some help from another ancient evil. Like, if they brawl amongst themselves, we can still knock one of them out if they're weakened, I hope, I guess. I don't know how strong they are.
He said he's doing good things. And then I hold my hands up like a shrug.
Well, according to Talia, he might be starting a cult. Whatever.
I have a feeling, you know.
Also, what I do is going to have long lasting consequences. Because I have a feeling if you guys don't save me, my cult is going to attack you at some point.
Oh no, a
Oh,
homeless
no.
person that can't read.
Single homeless man.
Okay, yeah, but we don't know
That
if he's
can't
still a
like
single
this
homeless
guy
man.
can't
It's
even
been a
read. He
week.
might have learned some letters, but like that's about it. This dude can't read half the spells in that book, and if he's going to attack us, we'll be fine.
I cast L. I know that one's blast. I know that. But that's
Also,
what's the one with the little hook, and there's like the one with the dot above it.
Besides, we do have a pirate crew still behind us, so and the thieves guild. In worst case scenario, I'm gonna get my buddies together, both old and new. We're gonna smack
Here's the
some
deal.
coals.
We'll break him out now, and then if we end up hating
Kill him
him,
later.
we can kill him later.
That sounds like a plan.
Wow, thanks guys. You just hear from somewhere.
You are a little bit of a bitch, though.
Yeah.
You're kind of a mega cunt.
Wow.
So.
After all I've done for you.
Great, you died. Great.
Good job.
So, the plan.
The plan.
The plan. Legally royalty-free James Bond music starts playing. Is Talia needs to seduce someone, right?
I can do that.
A guard, so we can get a guard's uniform.
Exactly.
And then we have a uniform for someone to dress as a guard. Right? Me and with Dixie, I'm gonna start a fight to get some guards out of the guard tower. But we're going to try and be as legally immune as possible to not also get arrested.
Okay.
I have a
Well,
pretty good
who's
idea
wearing-
where we
who's
start a
wearing the-
fight. I
Who's
hold up
wearing
the
the guard's
note.
uniform? Me?
Does
I mean-
Talia work better as a guard because you have better deception?
Talia looks more human.
True.
This
Well,
is
that's-
a mostly predominantly human governed
If they're all
area.
human, do I do it? But
You-
I'm
you
like,
have
I
very
only have a 2 in
good-
deception, so
Mm.
Tony's not very good at this.
I mean, you could get advantage if you're wearing the guard's uniform, maybe.
Yeah, but like, right, we'll just stick with that plan. It's a decent plan. Talia can cast invisibility, right?
I can,
Yeah.
in fact, add
So,
invisibility.
if you ever need,
Only minor invisibility.
If you ever need to get the fuck out though, you can use that, right?
That's true.
As a panic leave. And then if we end up fucking up, you get out with invisibility. We don't die in a bar fight, and we leave her to die. That's simple.
Yeah. I mean, the worst case scenario, as long as I'm not in the dungeon, if someone accidentally sees me, I can still quickly put on my invisibility cloak and just run away.
That's true.
Mm.
We do have
So,
lots of means of hiding
right.
and stealing and all that.
let's
So that's
go.
the plan?
That's the
the plan.
plan.
Okay, so you guys are heading to the governor's palace then, to the dungeon.
Not before
Hold
an epic. Not
Yeah.
before an epic. like,
Makeover.
Makeover
Make
montage.
make me a pretty woman.
When Dixie, make me a bloody man. I
Gotcha.
take off my helmet like hit me.
Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit you.
You don't need to roll for attack, you get it for free. What's your damage?
Oh no. 6.
6? How bloody do I look with a 6? Is that a pretty convincing wound?
I would say she didn't even really break in.
Give me again.
Wow. Damn.
And a 7.
7.
That's a total of 13 damage.
Yeah, that's 13 damage total.
Okay, we'll say this time you like break or like punch him in the face and bust his lip open, and like a
Oh.
pretty good like amount of blood coming out.
I like wipe the blood across like the side of my face a little bit to make it look a little worse.
Oh, you have
That-
makeup in the disguise kit. Do you want me to like put makeup on you so you look a
What?
bit more bloodied up?
We're good.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
I still want some fucking am I already in makeup?
Hmm.
I just make up you.
Okay.
I take my gauntlet off and look at your face.
So let's go.
Okay. So yeah, you exit the tavern and you start heading towards the governor's palace. We'll go ahead and take like a 10-minute break. So if anyone needs to use the bathroom, get some water,
Okay.
something like that.
Actually,
And
very useful.
well, no, we'll say 5. 5 minutes. Is that cool? Is that enough?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get something to eat real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some water in a bit.
Yeah,
It's
should be
gonna be
fun.
fun. I'm jailbreak.
Yeah.
Just to fill in when Dixon in this preparation time,
Mhm.
we could start a fight with the adventurers from the notice board. They are pretty ready to fight.
I'm down to fight whoever.
Nice.
Win Dixie's always down to fight. And she just had a great date, so now she's even more like
Down to
hyped
fight.
right now. Yeah.
You see, the
Here's
thing
one.
is, we want to be as legally distanced from the fight as possible. Right? We don't want to look like we've started the fight. We want to make it look like they started it, and we're self-defensing. So
Look,
don't like beat anyone up too bad.
I lean in. I'm a way of the drunken master monk.
Okay.
And I can make it look like somebody hit somebody else with my tipsy sway.
Oh.
As long as we're both in 5 feet. As long as they're both within 5 feet, if they miss, I can make them hit somebody else.
Nice. Aww. We scheming.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna, like, here's the plan. I'm gonna walk up and just kind of, like, body check so they spill their drink.
Nice.
So which one do you think is probably the most apt to, like, turn around and try and punch me?
Oh, I point to the half-orc and say, that guy? Yeah.
Dope. Okay, so I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna have my own drink, so it's gonna get spilled on him, and he's gonna spill his drink. He's gonna be hella pissed. So then he's gonna turn around and try to hit me, but I'm gonna make him hit somebody else, either his homie or another person that's right by me.
Nice.
If he
I
misses.
point out the other party that they've been arguing with and say, right, those guys there? They already hate them. They're already in a bit of a feud
Oh,
over
look.
this note, and I hold up the note. I say, so if you can get those, like, brawling,
Yeah, I'm
be
down.
good. Nice.
Yeah. So tipsy sway. I can spend a key point when a creature misses me with a melee attack roll and make them attack one creature of my choice
Nice.
within 5 feet of me.
So here's the plan. I'll start causing a ruckus about the note, the job. They'll all huddle around, getting real annoyed. You start something, and they'll be all close to each other. You can do your drunken magic, and we'll see where things go from there.
Hell yeah. I'm just gonna start downing some ale.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm just
happily
getting
pay for it for you.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Chug, chug, chug.
Chug, 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 chug.
I'm actually gonna get a drink then.
Go for it.
Yeah, cheers.
Hello,
What's
I'm
up?
back.
What's up,
I
bitch?
have food.
That's nice. At 1 in the morning.
Not the first time.
And it won't be the last.
Yeah, definitely not.
Hello, my pup. Hello, my pup.
Doggo?
Doggo? Yes!
Yes.
Here. I'll take your candid one right now. Hey, you gonna take a good picture? Minnie!
What time is it in the US
Oh boy.
right now?
You can look it up on Beeple.
It's 4:01.
Hey, dog.
Okay.
How we doing? We good? Oh, dog.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Like, please
Direwolf.
tell her or him that I love him.
Him? Yeah.
Pet him and tell him I love him too. Such a good boy, I love him.
Kissy
Aw.
for me.
Tell him he's a
Doggo.
little shit.
It's a little
But do it in a nice boy.
So.
Oh, he's so cute.
I'm gonna go get more beef jerky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here's him as a puppy.
Give me some.
Oh my god. Show picture. Oh my god.
Cute. I wanna hug him. I wanna hug him so badly. He's so cute.
So cute.
Here's him with his god dog brother. That was my roommate's puppy. Them as puppies.
So cute. I'm dying. I have an idea how we can distract the gods. Get some fucking puppies.
Exactly.
I can ride one of them.
Is everyone
I'm
back?
looking for-
I think
Yeah.
we have a film
No.
saying.
We need a new mic still.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Hi.
Hello.
And this is them now.
Aw. What a couple of good-looking pooches.
You said that like you were hitting on them.
Gross.
Your mind has to go there, doesn't it?
Well, it's just the way you say it. You're like, what's a couple of good-looking pooches like you doing around here? Like, please, no.
Hey, it's not like I asked to buy a drink or anything.
It's not like you took them to a secluded spot and
Can I
wanted-
get you a dish of water?
I'm eating. Please stop joking around. I don't want to spit yogurt over the screen. Cute.
The derp face.
he's a good boy. I love dogs so much.
Corin has
only
to
have-
add the video to kind of like the photos of the dog.
Yeah. Like,
So is everyone back and ready?
I'm still eating, but yeah, I guess.
Do you want to?
No, it's okay. We can wait a little longer.
more dogs.
Yeah, just give me 2 more minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Aw, that's cool.
I love these dogs so much.
Yeah, that's my boy Moon. Down off the bench.
You want to split this into a two-parter so the video's not too long to upload?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
and
can-
maybe cut out the bit where we're all eating in the middle.
I love you so much.
I do not know how to do that. Au revoir.